What's with you, my people? You know what it is. Don, Tony, Tef, Lon, Phil, the Issues Guy, Escaping from Podcast Season 4, Episode 4 in the building. And we have a special guest in the building with us today, Phil.
I know. It's awesome. This is a great episode, and it's great to have a guest to talk about this episode with, Tony, especially with you on vacation in parts unknown. Well, not parts unknown, in Orlando, hanging out with mices and Mises and pieces. But today we have Miscellaneous Gab. Welcome to the show, Gab. Welcome.
Thank you, guys. Excited to be here. Can't wait to talk from.
Yeah. So we need a female opinion. We haven't had one. People have been saying that we have been very male-centric and we're not giving the female gaze. So that is why we have you here to give us the female gaze. First, let me say thank you for agreeing and coming on. We truly appreciate having you on here. And if the people who don't know you, then maybe this is the first time that you're being introduced to them, let them know who you are. And somebody, please, one of my mods, put her link to her channel in the description so people in the chat so people can go and sign up for her channel.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm Miscellaneous Gab. I have my own YouTube channel where I talk about the shows I'm watching, a lot of Severance videos. I recently got into From, thanks to honestly a lot of cool creators and also viewers who would not stop recommending it to me. So I binged the first 3 seasons in probably a week, and now I'm so hooked. I'm so into it. So I make longer form videos and deep dives on my YouTube channel, and I do really short reactions on Instagram and TikTok. But I love talking about books, movies, TV shows, everything. So yeah, just love to nerd out about all the things I'm watching.
That is what's up. So make sure you go over there and subscribe to her channel. I would just like, and again, we had Samantha Brown come through and pop up unexpectedly in the chat last week. So let me give a shout out to Samantha Brown since it's only been a week old. But since it's only been a week, let's everybody remind what happened last week.
So like if Acosta had to create her perfect man, like an avatar, the Don Tony Teflon would be it.
Yes, I always remember that. I want everybody to remember that.
Clear as night and day, Tony. Clear as night and day. Now, do you know what else is clear as night and day in this episode, guys? Is that Ellis, Donna, and Henry are all 3 dead people walking. For different reasons, each one of them had dead people stamped all over them. Ellis, we've all been talking, or Tony and I have been talking a lot about Ellis's not going to survive this season. But the goodbye with Fatima was very like, oh, we'll talk about this next time. Whenever someone says that, something like that's like the Ned Stark thing, it's not going to happen. Donna, every piece of Donna's conversations tonight was like her final conversation, whether she's passing the keys to Kenny or when she legitimately just said, if there's anything dangerous to do, I'm going to do it. And Henry is just too beautiful of a human to exist in this world. He's just like he's precious. Like I want to hold him and feel precious with him. So I don't know do you 3 agree that those 3 were hey, I want to give Henry. I want Henry to be my dad, Tony. I want Henry to be my dad and take me on walks. Like this guy's it, dude. But how about you guys? Do you notice the same things that those 3 were just like stamped with dead people in this episode?
Definitely Donna. I mean, I think she's going to sacrifice herself, and all I hope is that her sacrifice is worth it somehow. I've talked a lot recently about how we need someone we need a sacrifice, like a good kind of sacrifice, not sacrificing your kid kind of sacrifice. In From to, I think, unlock either another level or to go deeper. I haven't thought about the Ellis thing at all, so that's an interesting take. And yeah, poor Henry, he's giving this like long lost father who wants to just play baseball with his kid and make up for all the years he was not in his life, but his kid is so damaged and traumatized that all he can hope to do is count trees with the guy.
It's so Wonder Years.
His kid may wear Depends. Like it's a different situation. Like it's a
poor
different type of diaper at this point with him. Like he's trying to go back to a different diaper here. And you're right, Phil. Everybody in here has been 100% marked for death. Ellis, we know if anyone we know the tropes. We know that Ellis hugging Boyd. Oh, you're the world's greatest dad. And then going out there with Fatima. Oh, babe, you've been here for me. Let me be here for you. He out of here. Once you get these good guy moments,
yep,
that's the number 1 sign that you're out of here. And Donna, seems suspect to me now, Phil. Let me hone this into
Break it down, Tony. Break it down for us.
Let me break it down. It seems a little suspect here. I'm feeling a little bit of catfishiness going on here with the Don and Mr. Doug Hughes. All right, little something going on because the Don has been preaching that there was been a mole in this town, and Don has been a mole since season 1. I've been saying this, and Mr. Doug Hughes came in here and bet me that it wasn't going to be done.
A hot shit bet for those that don't know it. The man in yellow himself and Tony have a bet. He was Tony. I'll still say I don't think you're bright betting against actors on the show, but I am on your side here. Okay, like I want to see Doug eat that damn chip.
Doug's gonna eat the chip. It's gonna switch because even if Donna dies, doesn't mean she's not the mole. That's not definitive proof that she's not the mole. That wouldn't be it. It has to be something else.
She's very against tripping. She was hilarious. You're gonna let this idiot take mushrooms and hang out with him and go to the Pink Floyd concert?
You see that she's against anything? And we'll ask Gab this question. Gab, do you feel that Donna? Because I do. All right, but don't say because you agree with me. You can say how you feel. That Donna's against anything that leads to them leaving. Anytime there's something that has to happen to get them, Donna's always the number one person who tries to not allow them to do it.
I think that's really interesting. I think there's something to be said of her managing the colony house, because in the first couple seasons, the colony house felt like a way more hedonistic place. Like, I'm like, are there orgies going on here? Like, what's happening here? And so it almost feels like that bread and circus of distraction. I hadn't noticed the pattern specifically, how she's trying to get them to stop doing things, but it did feel like she had this special armor. Like, she never got hurt. Nothing ever happened to her. And it's like she doesn't want him to take mushrooms, but then she's okay with people just like banging on her couches and stuff. And so it almost feels like she's kind of trying to keep them distracted.
Yeah, smoking weed is fine with Donna, but you can't take a mushroom. Can't put the antenna on the top of the house. Don't do that. No, that's not good. Can't burn the smile monster. Can't do any of that. Can't do the autopsy on the smile monster. Can't do any of that. She knows anytime they do something to try to progress, Donna's there to try to put the kibosh to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's easy for me to see that's what I think she's dirty. I mean, we had Liz Saunders on many a time already. I think we've had her on 3 times and 4.
Might even been 4.
We're gonna have her on again. And I told her in the face from season 1 that I thought that her character was dirty and something's going on there with her. I still think it's gonna happen. I'm not going about it. People like mushrooms are natural.
Yeah, to the mushrooms
are natural. We're not trying to listen.
No, psilocybin's awesome. But no, to get to the mushrooms things for a second, we're going to pro microdosing here. But Jade took those mushrooms. People that are wondering why did they kick in? He was hilarious in this episode, especially is Kenny really here? Just a couple of other lines here and there. But mushroom taken from, not saying I know this, but sometimes you can take a lot of mushrooms, you think it doesn't work, and then all of a sudden it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. About 2 minutes into the episode that's named after a Grateful Dead episode next week, Jade's going to be tripping balls. Just you wait. It's just going to be he might even take more thinking he's not going to trip, and it turns into like, Homer eating that like tamale thing or something, and it's just going to get really, really bad here. But so the tripping's happening. They're just giving us some tripping foreplay here.
I've been talking a lot about. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Gab, do you like the way they handled this tripping thing so far?
I didn't love it. Honestly, I thought we were gonna get the big reveal of the trip in this episode, and I understand why they kind of had to give us a little bit with him here and there. I thought more of the episode would be him tripping. But I've been really deep into like the biblical symbols of the show. I did a whole deep dive on it on my channel. And I think that Jade is looking more and more like Moses these days. And so I'm ready for him to have his burning bush moment. Like, I want God's voice to come to him and like to deliver something big, obviously not the key to everything. So I was a little sad about that. Obviously I know it can take time to kick in, and who knows how potent those mushrooms are, but we did get like a little in and out. I'm like, okay, can we just, is he tripping? Is he not tripping? What's going on?
He's literally going to lose his shit and see burning.
Okay.
I think you're going to get what you want in this next episode. Like, he is good.
That'll be a good payoff.
he ate like 4 caps. He's just gonna like, oh, this shit's not working. Turn around and turn back, and the wall's gonna be on fire. So it's gonna go very quick.
Yeah, it will redeem it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. The not working extra mushroom thing happens all the time. I'm not saying I know for experience, but I'm just saying that, you know, these things happen, and you take them and you have them and you're like, this ain't doing nothing. Let me take another. And then when you take that other, and then that first one hits you, then you're tripping for 12 hours straight, 13, 14 hours.
Yeah, then,
which is it's a terrible feeling. Like, it's the first 3 hours to 5 hours. It's amazing. You're laughing, you're having fun. But when you go 12 hours, you can't sleep, you can't do nothing. It turns bad.
The first 15 minutes on Space Mountain's fun. If you're on that for 3 hours, it's not going to be a great time, Tony. But also getting messed up in the head to transition into, you know, fucking with people's head. I hate to say this because I love Sarah as a character, and obviously we've got an evil fucker doing this, but the way that the man in yellow, Sophia, manipulated Sarah with that situation, the way we've got some sort of an answer about what and how is getting into her head, the way they kind of filmed that and set that up, I thought that was beautifully done. It really, you felt for Sarah, but you also, I almost was, God, the man in yellow is having so much fun. You almost want to root for him sometimes. It's awful. Gab, what did you think of the manipulation of Sarah and all of that?
Well, I've never felt the need to root for Mr. Liver eating man in yellow. You're alone in that. I've never rooted for him. I hate him so much, and by transitive property, I hate Sophia. I really wanted, and it still might happen. I want Sarah to be Sophia's downfall. I would love that for her arc, full redemption arc. She goes from being weak and preyed upon to being like this boss bitch who, you know, is Sophia's undoing, which I truly hope happens in this season. I thought that I wasn't expecting that manipulation, but I love how the show did it. I liked it. I loved the Abraham parallel and the story. It's very interesting to me that Sarah has become so isolated in the town that this weird girl, Sophia, is now the person she cares about. Remember, she's like, the voice is telling me that something bad will happen to the person I care about, but who does she like in this town anymore? She's been such an outsider that I think the kindness that Sophia showed her, now she's like, oh, I gotta save this. This is my new BFF. I need to save her. So I loved it. Like, I love the way they did it.
And I will say, if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you go to Gab's channel and check out her last video. Kind of gets into something with you mentioned the Abraham thing. You're saying that humbly, but that was an interesting get for you before the episode, knowing that, because I had just watched your video right before I had watched the episode. So that was interesting that they mentioned that in the episode. And I do think it's important, people that are wondering what was up with the water. It was just, sometimes you want to prove when you're trying to break someone, just that they'll do it. Just that they'll do the thing, that they'll drink the Kool-Aid when they need to. And it wasn't even about the water. It wasn't about infecting. I thought that was really cool the way that was done. It was ultimately about just proving that she can get Sarah to do anything she wants, especially if it's innocuous, because she couldn't just tell Sarah to kill somebody. You can't just do that again. Sarah's already done it. I think Sarah would rather jump off a ledge than slash somebody again. You have to get her to do little things that she doesn't think are too evil. So you start with something small that isn't really evil, and then you build that. It's just the perfect manipulation. So I guess maybe not root is the best case scenario in that situation, because I too kind of want Sarah to be the one that gets her as well. I think that would be amazing. It might be a combination of Sarah, and I also think Acosta might find something that shows to who Sophia originally was, but we'll have to see if that happens. Tony, are you with us? I heard some banging and
that wasn't me, bro.
That wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
I'm here by myself. That was not me.
I don't know what that was.
That was not me, bro. That was
maybe the man in yellow is in here.
That wasn't me. I thought it was you.
No.
I
didn't even hear. I don't even think I heard it. So I don't know what that was.
I heard it. It was some like gargling and stuff. I don't know what was.
Maybe we're in Amityville or something.
It was something going on. All right. We got some super chats here. We got to read off real quick. Let's get to them real quick. Knick-Knack Studios. Oh, now this sends Phil a super chat and says, Tony, you connected the BIW telling Victor to bury the items. The man in yellow digging up stuff. Now we know why. The BIW told Victor for that. Bookmarks. Yep, I did connect that. And it could be a bookmark situation going on there. Chaz has also said, we think Sophia is a good actress and crazy, but Sarah is different level. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, if you say different level of actor than her, then I wouldn't say go that far. I think this woman who plays Sophia is an amazing actress. I don't think that anyone can say that there's a different level, anyone above her. I don't think anyone's above her on this show. I mean, unless you want to talk about, Harold or someone like that. But besides that, I think she holds her own with everybody. I don't think anyone outshines her when she's in the scene. And actually, I think she steals almost every scene that she's in right now that we see her. Like, I think she's the focus on all the scenes. Just the little things that she does. When you see her switch from, pretending to be Sophia and then turn into the man in yellow and pretending right back and everything. The switch is so natural and so done perfect. The timing is perfect on it and everything. That it's just chef's kiss to everything she's done.
Thank you.
We got what is that? Vern Claw says is non-crow broken wing and Sophia's broken arm a connection. Love y'all. So she's talking about the bird that had the broken wing.
Yeah.
And she has a broken arm. Again, I don't believe she has a broken arm at all. I think that's just game. I don't think her arm is broken. We've seen them doing that shapeshift and stuff and moving them body parts all around and stuff like that. I'm sure she could have a dislocated shoulder anytime she wants or anything like that if she wants to. All right, we'll ask Gab. Gab, do you think it's connected, the bird and Sophia's broken arm?
I hadn't thought of it, but seeing what that man can do with his body, like cracking and breaking his bones, like some kind of werewolf transformation, I don't think it's really broken.
Oh, my arm hurts just thinking about it. I really need to get your opinion on this, Tony. Julie encounters the man in yellow. Do you think that? A couple questions. Do you think that was the first time that she encountered the man in yellow, like the very first time she's seen him? Second thing, we see him eating the liver. Do you think eating the liver and the liver's connection to the bile and the fact that Christy only finds the gallbladder in the body and the bile have any connection here? And I know people
are asking me to give away my theory video.
Yeah. I mean, I'm asking because people have been asking you about the eating thing. A couple people have asked you in the chat already about what do you think about the man in yellow eating the liver and if it has any bile connections there.
All right, I'll go through and say first. Fatima says Elgin has my forgiveness. I feel bad. His eye is gone. He does not have my forgiveness right now. That bastard. All right, nothing. He's got nothing for me, Nathan. Nothing for me, Nathan.
You're making it personal. It's business.
That's a personal thing. That's a personal joke that made him go away. And Jules says, "Why didn't the bookmark work?" All right, so. Almost the same type of situation when we're talking about with the bookmarks and stuff. I don't think that it didn't work. She's expecting it to do something. And just because it didn't do what she just expected it to do at that time, turn to a different number, does not mean that it did not work. That's just her first interpretation, because if it worked to her, the number would be there. I think the more interesting question is, why did she go there of all places and time first?
To the massacre.
What made her go there to that time? What led her there to that massacre? And something did. I don't know if anyone caught it, but something did lead her to that time at that time period right then. But I think that's the more interesting question. And as for it not working, I have no proof that it didn't work. She says it. She's looking for something. Doesn't mean that she's looking for the right thing. And she's a little bit off on it in the end and stuff when it's all said and done. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it when dealing with the bookmark and everything. All right. As for the liver stuff that you talk about.
Yeah, in the bile, liver crap. And
I think it's obvious now that we could say that the monsters are there to collect organs for this guy to eat, and they're just feeding his ass. And that's the reason why they're out there. And they're going and ripping people open and grabbing the body. We wonder what it was going down. I thought it was going to be to experiment. They were taking body parts back to scientists that they were experimenting on and figuring out with the test. It's obvious that just ripping out whatever they're ripping out, and then they're handing it to him and then meeting him and dropping it off and giving this man some
like DoorDash for body parts for this dude.
Yes, they're the DoorDashers for him. I mean, that's all it could be. That's all. Because we know they're not eating him. We're not eating him. I still, and I like the way, I will say, I like the way they had him eating it, right? It seemed a little more sophisticated, right?
It was like a corn on the cob. Like he was eating it like a corn on the cob.
Yeah, dude, he was digging in. He was
I like that better than him, because when we initially, it seemed like maybe his face was in it, like he was like a zombie guy, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? So I liked a little bit more Hannibal Lecter-ish, shall we say, the way he was dieting on it. It was a little bit more a situation like
he wanted the Chianti with that shit.
But it didn't. What didn't work was the Julie attacking Julie at that time. Like, it just seemed like he was. It seemed like he was. When we first get introduced to him, he sees Julie and like, "Oh, you again?" You know what? That's not the attitude he had right then. And he needs to have that quirkiness again. You know what I mean? Like he just screamed at her and just like charged at her and stuff and ran to get her and stuff, you know?
That's why I thought it was maybe the first time she saw him, or the first time he saw her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still you would think he'd have that. Even when he's seen Jim for the first time, he had that quirkiness about him, right? He didn't just rush at Jim and just he's like, "Oh, Jay plays a hell of a song."
But Jim didn't surprise him. He knew Jim was there. Whereas Julie, like, he turned around, and then someone's watching him. He thought he was alone there eating, having a, you're at home eating like out of the Ben and Jerry's ice cream thing, and you turn around, and then Julie's sitting there watching you with shame. I think it just took him by surprise, and he's like, "Oh, I missed somebody." Like maybe that was his instinct. At least that was how I read it. And then he's like, "Oh, I missed somebody."
Yeah, I think he just got off full beast mode with killing like the townspeople if he had a part of that. And I did get his quirkiness because it didn't feel monsterish like you're saying. It felt like he's like, hoo, like, here's my corn on the cob and like a little, that makes him even creepier to me. And I think Julie, he probably saw her and is like, "Oh, there's a straggler, I need to get her." And then maybe he sees her disappear and that he sees her again, or that makes him curious about her. Whereas with Jim, like if he really was the guy on the radio, had already kind of spoken with Jim, knew what Jim was up to, like knew of Jim in more of the present moment as the Man in Yellow.
Big picture of this whole thing. When we look at this whole thing, we got to look at the big picture. That's what we try to do here on this channel. Try to do big picture, right? Big picture of this whole thing. When we look at this thing and we see it, is that Julie has always been there, right? I mean, that's the way we have to. Are we going on it like that? Like that's the way it is? Is this that when Victor found these people that was there, Julie has already had been there when Victor has found them. It's already, Julie's been there in this time. She's worked her way back. Or are we saying that this is a different timeline in this whole situation? And the original time, he was eating and Julie wasn't there. But now Julie went back and seen it. It's kind of like dealing with like Jim's death. Like Jim's death, when Jim originally died by the hands of the Man in Yellow, Julie wasn't there, right? He was just there by himself and he got killed. And that's what we see in this season, that he got killed. He was by himself. But when they first presented it to us, Julie was there. And Julie was coming back to save him. So she had already known that he died and she was attempting to save him. And that death played out differently because the Man in Yellow actually had to physically push Julie out the way in order to finish off Jim, right? So when we look at this situation, how are we looking at this situation? Are we looking at it as she's always been there? Or is this a different type of timeline that she creates when she goes back there? When Victor first goes back, has Julie already been there, always been there? It's always been like that? Or is it a different situation?
I think she's already been there because I feel like Victor saw the Man in Yellow eating his mom, which I believe happened before the purge, right? Like that happened before the purge and then everybody died, correct? Or
I'm not
I
sure
don't know,
the
or maybe
example of it, but I think so. I think you might be right.
yeah, or
It's the same
maybe
night. It's the
he
same
went back
night.
to the bottle
Oh, it's the same
or the
night.
body. Okay, because I imagine if why didn't the man in yellow eat Victor unless if Victor saw him? I think Julie came to see all those bodies in the street before Victor came out of his hiding spot, because when he did, the man in yellow wasn't there. He saw the boy in white. So I think Julie came beforehand, and it's one of those weird time loop things where it just keeps repeating and we don't know which one came first or not.
What do you think, Phil?
It's interesting. I'm not quite sure. I think that she's starting, just to take the other side of it, I think she's starting a new timeline. I think at this point, after seeing this, she's creating a division in the timeline and sort of messing with the situation. But I don't know. For me, I'm kind of in for it for the ride of it. Time travel makes my head hurt when I start trying to think about it too much because of we've talked about this before. It's hard for me to always take it seriously in drama type stuff. I tend to like time travel better when it's in DeLoreans or phone booths or hot tubs. But I do think it's going to work in this situation. I think it worked on Lost for what it was. And I have to have a Lost comment here in a second when they pulled, because I do want to transition to the end of the episode, because we're going to go through everything in a recap. But at the end of this episode, when they pulled any Lost people, when they pull that damn string out of the water, did you expect like Desmond to follow that thing down the beach? I like how they throw in a few Easter eggs here and there. And Tony, next season, can we not watch the trailers? Because I feel like I know too much information. I'm not going to say anything, but I know you guys know too. We know what's on that barge, and we know what's going to happen. We've at least I think I do. I think I saw what was
it's pretty obvious. I mean, you see those scarecrow monsters wrapped in a net, right?
Yeah.
So it's
right. We see them in the trailer. We see the damn scarecrow.
Too much. We've
too much.
complained about this. We love the show, but we
love the show.
That they have given us too much in the trailers.
Too much.
And they could have held a lot of this shit back. I would have loved not to see the man in yellow transform into Sophia in the trailer. I would have rather got that reveal watching the show. Gab, you have seen these trailers. You don't have to agree with me.
I don't watch the trailers. I've never seen a single trailer. Yeah.
How do you do that? Yeah. How do you do that?
I'm not going to say anything about what's going to happen. Don't watch trailers. You're smart.
How do you do it? I mean, how do you do? I just don't know how you physically do it.
I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. I hate watching trailers for like more mystery box shows. If it's something like Euphoria or something I don't care about, I'll watch a trailer, but not when I know a trailer is going to give something away. But it looked like a net of some sort. I don't really care if you guys want to talk about it if you saw it in the trailer.
No, we won't say what happens, but there's something in that net that you see in a future trailer that you actually see what's going to happen with that. And they show it very clearly in the trailers, and to a point that it's something that's been talked about almost ad nauseum in circles about like, what's that thing? What's that thing? And you can see it pop up at the end. So it's just like you're that like Leonardo DiCaprio meme where you're pointing at the screen like I know what that is. Oh, there it is. You know?
Oh yeah.
And I think that just should have been a complete surprise. And I think that's just not something I needed to include in the trailer. But whatever. I'm being a douche. I love this show, and there's gonna be so much of the second half of the season that isn't disclosed in the trailers. I'm just like you. If I didn't get on these podcasts and do that, I don't like watching trailers either. Like they give away too much information. I want to go into watching something as blank as I possibly can, so I can get the experience as freely as possible.
I like you said, I'm really into the Bible stuff right now. So I have this whole like Noah's Ark, the flood, and it's like I want to live in the world where all my theories come true, which they never do. Like they hardly ever do. So I just think of Victor's afraid of water, the Lake of Tears. Could it be like a giant plunger that's going to put these biblical floods all over the town, and then and that will be the next purge, and that's why the trees will come closer together. I don't know. It's more, I don't want to ruin my own train of thought until I actually see it on the screen.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. And we got a super chat. This is a perfect super chat. Trailers suck.
Well, trailers do make us YouTubers some money. We can do videos.
Yes, hugely. I mean, I posted a spoiler trailer on my channel. I'm a hypocritical asshole.
I can't
Like
say
what the hell?
I'm just saying they ain't gotta give it all away. You know, you got teasers. You got teasers. It's like, you know, listen, go out, chilling out, Phil's out in the bar. All right. Phil, you see a woman, she's outside in the bar, right?
Hi, animal.
She's got a little outfit on. You'd rather it be a little teasy outfit. You don't want to see everything, right? You don't want to see everything. You don't want to see everything. When you see everything, it takes the mystery away. We want to keep the mystery, the lore. You know what I mean? That's what we're going for here. And they're putting too much out there on these trailers. They got girls walking around the bar in G-strings right now with these trailers. No need for that. Just keep the leggings on. Keep the leggings on. We like the leggings. We like them. All right. Don't give us all that other stuff and everything. When I'm dealing with this episode, Gabs, let's get your rating right now from a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being perfect.
Then we can get into
what would you rate this show? This episode right now?
I think this episode was like an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right, that's very good. And Heather TV says yes. Less is more, Teflon TV. You're correct. That's the way I've always felt it. Phil the Issues guy from Sky.
Oh wow.
From the Skybox. What would you rate this episode?
I was checking out my bald spot. I would say this is one of the better episodes of the season. I still think I like the premiere a little bit better, but this is really good. This is the stuff that I wanted, stuff to actually happen. We got someone said it in the live chat. We had a couple of lost music drops in this episode too, which I really do appreciate. Characters were talking. In fact, when we get into our recap, the first scene we have is a bunch of characters talking. Granted, there's some other talking that could have happened to avoid situations. I would say this is about like a 7.5 and 8, like somewhere in between the two of those for sure.
We got Jewel of the Nile 7 saying it's a 6 for me. I've seen a lot of 6s for this episode, and I understand why. And I think that it's the expectations. That if you go into this episode with different expectations rather than none, I think that it's going to be lower for you. When you go into the episode and you read the synopsis and you see myths and monsters and you hear that title coming off of last episode, which we won't define it as a filler episode, but an exploratory episode where they didn't give us a lot of action. And then you hear the next episode of myths and monsters. Like, we're going to get to the bottom of something. I think if that's what you went into it with, then you're going to rank this low because in all honesty, you didn't get a lot. Right, you didn't get it. You got the story channel. You got the guy looking at him. He's eating the thing. He jumps at Julie. That's basically it. We didn't get anything anywhere else. We got some good acting though in this episode. But if you're going in there looking for that, and I think we get that next episode, but we thought we were going to get this episode, and I think that's why people rank it low. As somebody who I thought this episode was going to be a lot more stuff going on, but I don't look for it to be that. I'm going to give this episode a 7.5. I'm going to say it's a 7.5. It's a solid episode. It's not the greatest episode of all time. It's not an episode that I said, if someone said, hey, I need to watch one episode of From, which is going to be, this is not going to be that. I'm not going to recommend this episode. It wouldn't be it. I represent the first episode of the season.
Yeah.
I would say that one, watch that one, 100%. This episode, I wouldn't do that. I still think it was solid. And there was no Acosta in it. And for the fact that there was no Acosta in it, it was terrible to me.
Oh, that's why I lost a half a point just for that. As for
no, Phil, wait. I'm sorry. Because there was no Acosta in the episode, people want the lady. I had to give her some more.
So, like, if Acosta had to create her perfect man, like an avatar, the Don Tony Teflon would be it.
You're going to get a lot of use out of that. So how about for your MVP? And for my MVP of this episode, I'm going to go the underrated value. I think the actor that played Henry in this episode was just awesome. I mentioned it earlier. I think he's an underrated actor. He'll live and die on this series and won't get the credit that some of the bigger actors do. But I think he's killing it. Like every scene, he talking about people stealing scenes. But so I think like my underrated MVP of this episode is Henry. Gab, do you have one character that sort of will be your MVP of this particular episode?
MVP, I honestly want to give some flowers to my boy Elgin. I know he wasn't in it, but I just feel so bad for the little Cyclops guy. Like he's been tortured by two people. He's getting used by Fatima to haul dirt. Like I feel bad for him. It's not like we got a bunch of crazy acting, but I think the way that they kind of have him there with the eye patch, he's pitiful. And it's like in every scene, I just feel so terrible for this little baby. I just want to hug him.
He's going to give him a big hug and tell him it's going to be all right.
Mhm.
Tony, how about you? Who gets your most valuable player of the episode?
Let me see. I would say the heavy lifting in this episode. I give it to Sophia every week, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with Jade on this one.
He was funny as fuck. He was hilarious in this episode.
I'm gonna say Jade did his thing this episode. Actor played Jade. I think he did a really good job. I thought his comedic timing was on point. I thought he did a great job.
Wait, is Tony Teflon really Gab? Is Tony Teflon really here right now? I'm wondering. Like that was such a great line, Tony, when he was like, "Is Kenny really here right now?" It's hilarious.
And I love how Boyd is just babysitting him the whole time. Like he needs a babysitter so he doesn't go off and do something crazy.
We've all been to concerts where we have to carry our friend. And another line was one of his great lines. I forgot to say it at the beginning of the show when you asked me how I was, Tony. Was what do I want a cookie? Give me a cookie for the last time things were okay. That was another great line by him in this episode too. I'll take a cookie for the last time things were okay. So I like that pick a lot, Tony. Jade was killing it tonight.
365 people inside of this chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boys at Don Tony Teflon, Fill the Issues Guy. We are joined by the one, the only Gabs in the building, rocking with us. We have a channel. I know that's not your channel name, but I don't like to call people by their channel name. People call me Teflon TV, and I'm like, it's not my name, bro. Like, that's the channel name.
People call you Don sometimes too. Hey, Don.
That's okay. They don't say
the Don, but they call you Don like your name's Donnie or something like that. Like
they do say it like my name is Donnie and stuff like that. I don't like that, but Don like Don, the Don.
Hey, Don.
Like that's fine. You know what I mean? Make sure we have that link in the chat, and I think we do to her channel. Thank you so much, Saggy Star, for putting in there. Everybody go over there, subscribe to this young lady's channel. She's doing excellent videos, theories videos, and she's a big Severance fan if you're into that also. I think that's where she may have made her bones in the Severance sphere and stuff and all that. So it's very, very good.
Also talked about Pluribus and Night of the Seven Kingdoms too. So if you want to check out any of those shows.
I am so look at Pixie Vine TV just said she subbed. We got you one, Gabs. We got you.
Thanks,
one.
guys.
We'll get you out there. I am on the debate right now. Phil is like one of my looks like one of my thumbnails, Phil. You're my thumbnail right now. And all that. It's in your arrow pointing at you. I am so up for debate. I guess I have no choice but to cover this House of the Dragon. Because I am the oldest and on the record YouTuber that's still active that has covered Game of Thrones since it came out. So I have to do it, I think, just to keep the record going right now and everything. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm excited about this season. We'll see how it goes. Phil, we'll come back. We'll get Gray Area on, and of
course,
we'll bring the Diamond City Girls.
I mean, I'm going to be doing it every week. You can always jump on some of my recaps too, and
we'll get it popping. We'll get it popping and everything else like that. All right. Well, let's go through favorite moments of the episode.
Or should we get into? Should we just get into the recap, Tony, and start going through beat for beat of this thing?
Yeah. All right. We'll ask Gabs straight up what her favorite moment was, and then we'll go right into the recap because it's now just about time. The people get out at 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll ask Gabs this question. Is it all right that I say Gabs? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine.
It flows off the tongue. All right. Favorite part of this episode?
My favorite part was Sophia after she fell in that empty pool talking about the story of Abraham. One, because I felt a bit vindicated from my religious commentary, but two, like you said, she absolutely steals every scene that she's in. I'm just looking for her micro expressions and how she appears so innocent, but we know she's so evil. So I loved the way that she was speaking over about Abraham, and we see that interplayed with the water and Sarah just waiting there, looking at the water, like eaten up with this anxiety and terror. That was definitely a highlight for me.
Absolutely.
And we have Jen Hack says, thanks, I subbed to Gab. You got another one?
Thank
Jen
you.
Hack.
Getting the
all the way
Australian
from
group.
Australia. Sub to you. We got gifted memberships of 5 from Phil the Issues guys to his channel. Let's go through some of these super chats. We got Big E, and he's saying Knicks a feast on the Sixers, just like the man in yellow on Julie. That's right. Let's go Knicks. Unstoppable. We pulled the brooms out. We suck them up. We got them out.
I feel like we could have won one game against you, Tony.
Yeah, maybe one. Maybe you would have got one. If you would have got there, but you did. That's the as was say, Fatima says it's a 10 for me. I love Randall and Julie dynamic. Jade was hilarious, and Kenny is gearing up for a Smiley showdown. Man in Yellow feast. Kenny.
Oh, Kenny.
Can Kenny get got this season? Please. Okay. Please. Can the gods give the Don one thing this season? And Kenny get taken out, but I don't think he's gonna. All right, let's break it down, Phil. Let's go to the recap.
Okay, so we'll take it slow here. We open up with the yellow clothes. Henry telling Tabitha that Donna and Ellis and Boyd about the man in yellow suit, and his wife was tripping balls and painted that dude. Asked if it's the same dude's suit, and this goes right to what you were talking about, Tony. Donna's like. Donna, just the way she even reacts to this. So not a lot of people in canary yellow suits walking around here. So did she see him? It seemed like she recognized the yellow suit a little bit more. I don't know if you picked that up a little bit. And Jade, they talk about pee pants Johnson, Victor over here, and they say he peed his pants when he saw this guy. And Ellis asks the only smart question, guys. Ellis asks the only smart question in the situation. Another reason why I think he's going to die. He asks, if the suit is here, where's the guy in the suit? Did no one else isn't that the important question? I don't like how Boyd came and Boyd was like, oh, forget about that. Maybe they're tricking us. No, Boyd, listen to your son on this one. He's actually making fucking sense, dude. I don't know about if you guys think I'm wrong on that, but Ellis is actually making logical damn sense there. But
good, yes. You're always, we're only going to let you guess. So when Phil talks, you're next up.
Yeah. I mean, Boyd is keeping everything so close to the chest or the vest, whatever the expression is. I mean, 5 minutes ago, he was getting pulled down into the ground by his like zombie wife hand. So I don't know why there isn't a little more share, let's ask questions. I still hope that the way that Sophia and the man in yellow is unmasked is because of those clothes. Like maybe if they all start freaking talking to each other, Julie will have said that she saw him. They find the clothes. They ask, where's this man? They think about the mole. They can start questioning people or being a little suspicious. So yeah, Ellis doesn't give us much, but he gave us that at least.
Yeah, at least he gave us that line, or at least
he gave us something.
Yeah, and he doesn't give much of correct. And then when you look at it, Donna's saying, listen, the canary yellow suit's going to stand out here. 100%. Like, you're going to see that suit. So she's on the tip saying that she hasn't seen it before. That's what she's trying to say. And other people would have seen it before. And it would have been a talk of the town if someone actually showed up wearing a canary yellow suit. Yeah. Like, that would have been something that they have seen before. So I obviously, in this cycle, if we're believing Donna, he hasn't been around for this cycle, right? Whatever the last cycle, the last wipeout that he did, I guess that would be Miranda's cycle because Donna wasn't there when Miranda and them were alive. Yeah. But this cycle, he hasn't come. So maybe he comes once per cycle. It could be a one-time he shows up.
And I think either he knows Victor has seen him and Victor is still there, or if he knows that there's like a bajillion paintings of him around that people have seen. So he knows that he would be too easily recognized. I don't I don't think he can ever appear unless everyone is dead.
I wonder why he conspicuously left those yellow clothes there. Anyways, but Boyd is like,
Yeah.
Boyd, maybe that person's gone. Who knows? They might be out there for years. Maybe they left that things to fuck with our heads. Best thing to do is to talk to Victor. And they all offer to talk to Victor. But Henry, this is where Henry steps up. No. It's my son. For 40 years, I've been looking at those damn things. Listen, this boy in white. I love how Boyd calls him a creepy little boy at some point in time. That creepy little boy in white shows up. But I've been looking at this boy. I've been looking at these paintings in the basement. I see this yellow suit, and now this is all real. And I was trying to pretend this is normal, but it's not. And he walks out. And I love Jade gets this look on her face. To go with Tony, he's like, he's the MVP here. Jade just gets this look on his face like, dude's right. They're like, this place is fucking nuts. And Donna asks if Henry knows about Tabitha. And she's like, is it real? Do you guys, Gab, do you think it's right that they're not telling Henry about the Tabitha, his wife connection at this point? Do you think they're best holding this off, or do you think this is kind of a cruel punishment to this poor guy?
It might just be too much for this poor man to handle. For some reason, Phil, I don't see him. Like, I've always found him a little suspicious because I'm like, why is he here? What's going on with him? Why does he want to be the only one talking to Victor? Now, of course, yeah, he could be very protective or trying to compensate for like 4 decades worth of being away. I wish they would let him in a little bit because he actually knew his wife when she was alive. And even though he's given certain elements about what she painted or what she dreamed about, I would think that maybe with the more information, he can give them more insight. So I don't know why I think they should be crowdsourcing the shit out of their problems, but they don't. So
yeah, they have a little conspiracy group here, Tony. It's like, and then Boyd shifts it also to Tony to like, don't tell anybody about Fatima and stuff like that, keeping everything. Do you think all this might come to bite him in the ass, Tony? That
in the end, it has to. I mean, you don't have the line with Elgin that somehow the truth eventually comes out for them not to, for the truth to actually come out. I look at Henry differently, Phil. I don't look at him as a little bit like to me, it's like, oh, I'll question him. He's my son. Like. Come on, bro. You know, you ain't been around. It's not. If it was a child, he's a grown-ass man who has watched many people get killed and has not spilled the beans on what he knows.
He's an adult.
And I've said it from the beginning that every time we see something like this, that he says something, you have to wait till the 3rd time he says it for it to actually be the truth. Because he always fucks up the first time. Then he gets a roundabout away the 2nd time. And then the 3rd time he remembers everything. And then all of a sudden it comes back. They need to question Victor. They don't need this to have his dad coddling him to question him. They need to just question him. They can have the dad there to say something. But that's not the way it would go in the real world. But, you know, if it was a real world and the cops or FBI is involved and the guy just, let me do it. You could do it. But we're going to be in the other room listening while you do it. And if you don't make it happen, we're going to be behind the mirror. And if you don't make it happen, we're going to come in there. We're going to do it our way. Because it's crunch time now.
Time for good cop, bad cop.
They need to figure this whole thing out. And as for telling him about Tabitha Miranda, what does that help? I don't understand how that helps anything in this show whatsoever. What's it going to do? You're going to tell him that this woman is his ex-wife, reincarnated? What's that going to do but make him want to be with her? And how does that help?
He already does. He already does.
He does.
He's already so full of Tabitha.
Yeah, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
No,
you know what I mean? I don't see the helping in it. That's all it's going to make him think it's her. Oh my God, I missed you all these years. And eventually he's dead anyway.
He's dead anyway.
Because when she showed up with Victor, she had the station wagon packed of stuff. So that relationship was over at that point. She was already gone. She took the kids and she left. And then she ran in Farmville.
It was because
he was already a major alcoholic and messing things up. So I just don't know what it helps that reveal, in my opinion.
No, I'm with you on that one, Tony. I feel bad for this guy for some reason. But Donna barks up. This is where Jade says, well, maybe I need to trip out and get some memories, because if Miranda knew about this yellow man and painted about him, maybe if I trip out, I'll get there and I can realize and remember what she remembered and all that sort of stuff. And Donna barks back about you and your damn mushrooms, Jade. Boyd, are you really okay with him taking magic mushrooms he found in a haunted forest? And Boyd's no to Donna was just, again, we're talking about comedy, Tony. Harold is just so perfect with it. His no, Donna, like the way he just says that. No, Donna, I don't want him taking mushrooms. That made me literally laugh out loud. And he's like, but no, I'm not good with waking up every day with bodies, and I'm not this freak. And he calls him. This remind me of something we've been saying here, Tony, calling this little kid freaky. He's like, if this little freaky kid in white said time is running out, like if that means Jade tripping balls, I'm here for it. So I'm with him that part. You talked a little bit about this earlier, Gab. What are you hoping with Jade's trip here, with him tripping out?
Yeah, I hope he uncoolies something at this point or connects with an entity. I mean, I think there's definitely something to From about frequencies and entities. Like I talked about this in my episode 4 review about the diner almost being this like frequency transmitter situation, because it always knows when someone needs to hear a song that's going to piss them off or cheer them up. And so I kind of wonder if where we are, if there's things like we can't see about people's energies or frequencies or feelings. So I really hope by tuning into something, he might see different layers or see something or connect with the voice of God. I do think that, you know, we know that the man in yellow directly appears as a voice in someone's head with Sarah, but I wonder if other voices, good voices like the boy in white, can also appear in somebody's head, and you just have to tune into it. So they've hyped it up so much that he has to have his burning bush moment at this point.
Tony, do you think anything's going to go wrong with Jade's tripping? You think this is going to be a bad trip or a good trip?
Yeah, I see. It's the whole thing. I know Gabs hasn't seen the trailer and anything, so I don't want to say it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you.
I'm leaning back. You get it fine. Yeah, so I don't want to say anything because he hasn't said, but I think we've seen in the trailer the outcome of this trip. What's going to happen? I think we've already seen. We can put 2 and 2 together from what we've seen of where he's going to wind up with this whole trip thing situation and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the trip is for him. I don't. I think he thinks it's for him. I think the trip is for Julie. Julie needs to take it. It's Julie who needs to get that to it, able to harness her story walking ability. She is the one who needs the trip. It's not Jay. That she thinks it's him, but it's really Julie who has to take it.
Interesting. No, I'm with that. Okay, so Donna says this is all comforting, and grabs Ellis to go grab the food at the what do they call it, the settlement? Is that what they're calling that place? The caves, the settlement. And Jade says, and Donna gives him the trailer line. Well, listen, if you go on this trip, Jade, you might never come back. And he's like, okay, I'm fine with that. So then we get into this whole girl in yellow and Sarah situation. We get thank you for that gifted membership, and thank you for the super chat donation. I guess looks like AI. Are you a real human, Gab? Are you real or are you AI?
I'm real, I promise.
Okay.
I'll write the date on my hand.
Okay. We'll have to take her word.
Looks like AI. Wait, put that. What did he say? I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Who was it that put that up?
The real rebel.
He said, your guest looks too perfect. Is she AI? Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'll take that. Thank you.
It's a compliment.
That's so sweet.
So we go into the girl in yellow. She's in her room. Sarah comes in for a chit chat. We already kind of talked about this a little bit about why she wanted to live there. Sarah makes sure, she gives her some bullshit about only good people are touched by bad people. And I get my own room. Ha 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 ha. And Sarah goes on to make breakfast, and the yellow fake smiles. And it's like the way they showed this was just really cool. As Sarah left, she just goes, I think I'll jump into Sarah's head right now, and just like closes her eyes. And then Sarah's going downstairs, and you just saw the real-time effect of it. I just thought that was done really cool to Sarah downstairs hearing the voices, and it brings her to the ground. And right away, Sophia comes running down, and I don't even know the question to ask at, but this con is just I know she's horrible, but it's such a perfect like deception.
It's so perfect. And my big thing is I'm wondering, does she need her own room? Because like, if she takes those clothes off, does she start to morph again? Does she need some privacy? Because we haven't seen her change yet. And I know clothing is spare, but does the man in yellow even need to sleep? Is is she sleeping as him?
That's
But yeah, otherwise that was a perfect scene.
Yeah, that's a lot of good questions. What's about the clothes? Like, does she need the clothes? Does she need the clothes to stay in the form of some sort?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I thought this. Listen, I've told this actress in the face how much I think of her, and I think it's just every episode just proves a little bit more of how good she actually is. Everything is perfect. But I will say that this one thing, and I'm sick of, not sick of it, but I understand why people believe this and everything else, that the man in yellow has been the person the whole time giving Sarah messages. I do not believe that whatsoever.
No.
I think done it, but I don't think every time it's been him. I just don't see it.
She even says it.
It wouldn't work. And every occasion, if you look at everything that she's been told, it doesn't work if it was only him.
No, you're right. You're right, Tony. And she even says it to Boyd, I think, in season 1 when they're in the forest. She's like, now it's a different voice. So I think she has said that sometimes it's different voices that communicate with her. Theoretically, one of the voices might have been Abby, because that's when she says the fish and lobes line to him in the woods. I believe it's been a while since I saw season 1, but I think she calls him Mr. Fish and Lobes right there. It's a female voice that's calling you stupid or saying something like that. So whether it is really Abby or something else, but I think we have verifiable evidence of that, Tony, even though it's been in passing that Sarah is hearing multiple voices in that moment. So that's an excellent call right there. So Jade and Tabitha is the next scene. Jade and Tabitha talk about Ethan in the woods and the Lake of Tears. She presses him like it's Jade's fault Ethan was out in the woods. I love you, Tabitha. You came some distance in this episode, but Tabitha is basically like Jade, why was Ethan all alone in the forest, like out there? Just like, he didn't bring him out there. You left, and you left a note for Donna to like take care of your kids, and you were gonna die, and your son wandered off in that situation. So I don't know. And I love how Donna called. We'll talk about that later, but I love how Donna called her out on it later in the episode. But he asks if you talked about like dead Jim and all of that and the Lake of Tears. Tabitha's like, it's not real. And Jade's like, yeah, we know it's not real. And I just want to like, does it bother anybody that we're in a place where monsters are real and talismans and all this sort of stuff? But when Ethan is saying he's talking to his dead dad, this is why they're talking to people. If Boyd told people he talked to Ghost Cautry, everyone would just believe that Ghost Jim was a thing. It wouldn't even be a question. Like if people knew, like a couple people have talked to the bartender too. Like if people actually communicate or a ghost around.
Dead Tom.
Yeah,
Dead Tom.
Dead Tom. Thank you, Tony. Dead Tom. Like if people actually communicated that ghosts were a thing, then the dead Jim thing wouldn't just be like, no way, this poor kid lost his dad. But no, like listen to the dude, you know, like he might be onto something. You're in this magical place. Julie says it later in the episode. We're in a place where weird, crazy shit happens. Like we were expecting these things. It bothers me a little bit that people question these kind of things. I don't know, Gab. Am I reaching here? Like,
if I don't like Tabitha. I've never liked Tabitha. Like Tabitha pisses me off. She's like my opposite of MVP always. She bothers me. And like, in what world is it plausible that you're like a reincarnated soul for 600 years for like a child sacrifice immortality ring, but like a lake might be a real place from a story? Like, why is she so gung-ho on her own version, but then she's like, oh no, stupid kid, this is the way he's gonna grieve? So I don't know. She annoys me. I don't like how she's mean to Jade because I love Jade. I don't like her. So everything she does pisses me off.
I am with that. She bothered me in this damn episode a lot. Tony, what are your thoughts on Tabitha in this situation?
No, I always felt Tabitha was who she is. You know what I mean? And she's never been a likable character or someone that you could sympathize with.
I love how you
mean. I've never seen it. She's never treated Jim good since time Jim was there. She's just never been. She is the number one get these kids the fuck away from me mother I've ever seen in my life. She is quick to leave those kids. She is out the door. I don't know if she's going to the bar or where she did, but she's quick as to go. Like every chance she gets. She goes, I gotta go to far with you. I gotta give these kids, hey, I left a note. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh, You left a note. Everything's gonna be fine. It's so great that you believe in note. It would have been worse if you didn't leave that note, but since you did, hey, we're gonna raise your kids for you.
Dude,
I've
that's
never
amazing. That might have been my highlight of the episode.
I did not like there's nothing there for me to like about it. She hasn't given me enough to make me like it. I wish she would, but it has not been portrayed that way at all to make her likable.
Her most likable moments happen later in this episode. I like how she sort of, it's kind of almost the next scene, like what she does with Ethan here a little bit, and her scene with Randall. I'll kill you if you do anything to Julie.
Please, no one's taking this seriously. Like, you think Randall took that seriously?
No.
Do you think Randall really was scared?
Randall's scared of Christy and Marielle. Randall doesn't want to fuck with Julie because of Christy and Marielle, who are.
Randall don't want nothing to do with the girl. He ain't looking at her like that. He's just her buddy, and they're just hanging out, and it's fine. And I understand as a parent, you see this older guy looking at your younger daughter, and you want to confront, but you know what I'll do to you. No, I don't know what you'll do to me, Tabitha. Please tell me. Show me actually right now.
I'll play patty cake with you. I'm gonna play patty.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Tabitha? You know what I mean? If it was Jim and Jim stepped to him and he wasn't scared of Jim, and he told Jim, it's not that type of party, bro. Calm down. Maybe you should be out here teaching your daughter how to drive, and I wouldn't have to. All right. America. So I didn't like that line. That's a corny line to me, as corny as Randall when he pulled out the knife and said, "Do you want to dance?" Like, that's a shitty line. Like, those are shitty lines. They can do better. Do better.
So yeah, Jade takes the mushrooms and Boyd watches. Fuck. You want a cookie for the last things we're okay. So we go up to Ethan. She finally wakes up to trying to help him. Ethan's trying to reach dead Jim on a radio. It's really sad that Tabitha's parenting has led to Ethan talking on a radio, trying to talk to his dead dad. Please answer me because my mom doesn't listen to me. And he even says it later. Why'd you go to Victor, the Pee Wee Herman as an adult here? And why'd you go to Jade with this? Because you won't listen to me, Mom. Like, he calls her right out on it. And but she does. She packs a bag and she's gonna go with. She brings him on a dangerous mission to the settlement because sure, let's bring him on this one. So we go to this next scene. We kind of already talked about this. Randall and Julie. We can yada Randall and Julie till we almost get to the end. They're looking for things in the books. They find something about Fred, a distant cousin of the Goolygog, and kids' books, yada yada. And then we get this whole situation that we just talked about with Tabitha being like, I'm gonna kill you if you hurt my daughter. So yeah, go Tabitha. Mother of the Year and Mother's Day award goes to Tabitha. And speaking of mothers, we get to Fatima saying goodbye to Ellis, and we get Donna and Kenny with the passing of the torch. This is step one of Donna's death mission here. Not much to talk about here, but Donna and Kenny say goodbye, and she passes the keys to Colony House. This is something I didn't see coming. I guess we can talk about this for a second. Kenny taking over Colony House. So is Kenny going to end all the smoking weed and group fun? Is that too much for little innocent Kenny? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny's a narc. Like, as soon as he saw Fatima playing with mud, he ran and told Boyd like 30 seconds later. So I think Kenny's going to be the fun police for sure. He's not going to stand for weed and frivolous things.
That's because he needs to do it. Like, he needs to smoke some weed. You know, anyone who doesn't stand for weed has never smoked weed. Like, if you smoke it, you stand for it. You realize what it is. I don't smoke. You know, I have in my life for a very long time. I don't do that anymore. But I would never be against anybody doing it because I understand what it does. And I understand there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good time. It's a good time. There's nothing wrong with it. People should be. So I think Kenny needs to do something. And I think that's the problem with Kenny. But yes, 100%. Kenny dropped dime on anything. He dropped dimes, run right to Boyd and hey, Boyd, hey, you got to get up here. Why? Oh, Fatima's got some dirt in her room. Like, that's not a good enough reason, Kenny.
That is a perfect thing for Kenny, who's like the lieutenant deputy, to deal with. Like, deal with it yourself. Some girl playing with dirt, like dealing with her feelings, Play-Doh is very low on the saving the town from the monsters priority list. Like, you are the second in command. Just deal with it.
That's a good point. He like runs to dad instead of dealing with himself.
Yeah.
He's afraid. He like goes into Fatima. She's just like, "Hi, Kenny, what's up?" Just doesn't take him seriously. So he's like, "I gotta go tell," and he runs to Boyd and he tells on her. Oh my goodness. Fatima.
Yeah, and as you said, Play-Doh is the perfect word for it. That's all it is. It's not like it's a big bowl of shit like she's like a dung beetle.
Yep.
And she rolled up a big bowl. If she did that, then we have a problem, right? Then we need to get Boyd involved. But this is just dirt. And she's got dirt with some water in it. That's nothing there to alert you that something's wrong. Like, that's nothing wrong with that.
Kenny. We got a super chat donation from Fatima. She says Jade has seen dead Tom, but tells Tabitha he doesn't think Ethan saw his dad. Tells her some kids feel more comfortable living in their imagination. So look in the mirror, Jade. Great point, Fatima. And Jade has actually seen dead people there, and he's telling her, "Oh, Ethan probably didn't see dead anything." So come on. Just I don't need everything to be completely even, but in situations like that,
Consistency.
Make it make
right?
sense. Exactly, Tony. Make it make sense.
When you go to a restaurant that's your favorite restaurant, the number one thing you look for is that meal tastes exactly the same as you got it last time. Consistency is what makes a great restaurant, right? And that's what they're lacking here in this thing. It's no consistency. I can do this. This is good for me, but if you do it, it's something different. And that's the problem with this whole time.
Absolutely. So Fatima goes to her room, who has a ton of dirt there. I see why you gave this to Elgin. I felt so bad for him in this moment. He was so cute. Fatima kicks him out. He's like, "I got you all the dirt, Fatima. Can I help you more? She's like, "Nope, I'm all set. Get out now." It's like almost, you're like, she dated him for a while, but he's done. She's moving on up. She just pushes him out of the room, and he's standing outside like, "Did I do good?" And then he walks away. I just felt so bad for him in that moment, Gab. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, poor guy. Everyone uses him. And I don't know if you guys have talked about it on your channel. I only noticed this in the last video, but Fatima is like always wearing some kind of kimono. And so I have this weird thought of like, is she the kimono lady? Did she like birth her own baby? That kind of thing. That's a whole other thing. But I found a similarity in how she uses Elgin because she knows he's weak. Like, Fatima killed somebody as well. Elgin hasn't killed anyone, but in my opinion, it feels manipulative and a little cruel to be like, "Oh, this guy has just been tortured. He has no friends. He feels horrible for what he did to me. So I'm going to take advantage of that and use him as my dirt mule. And then as soon as he feels like he's done something and wants to be included, I'm going to kick him out." Like, that's so rude. That's the same level of rude as what the kimono lady did to him. And like, Fatima literally murdered someone.
Yeah, I want to underline that because I'm glad you said that again at the end. She murdered someone that just because the show forgets, we don't forget. Tony, what did
they tell people? Where did they tell people that she went? Like, I know Boyd threatened Elgin, "I'll tell everyone that you did it," but like, there's still a missing woman in the town that has been killed.
Did they just hide her under a blanket or something? Like they put her under an invisibility cloak or something? Like, do they don't know what the hell happened to her? Tony, I forget this character's name. What character are we talking about right now?
Is it Tilly?
Tilly. Let me tell you something about Tilly real quick. All right, it did Tilly dirty. She got young dirty. They didn't give her no funeral or nothing. Show that lady who was out there dancing in the rain, trying to help everybody out. Show some love, you know what I mean? Show us some love. Glue Guns and Roses, what up to you? Brilliant YouTube channel. YouTuber says, "I disagree. Building a mud monster is strange, but Boyd is a good father-in-law, so we listened to her. Fatima complained, no one listened, but the best father-in-law ever, aka Boyd, listened this time." All right, we'll give the listening thing. We'll agree with that. But we didn't know she was building. No one knew that she's building a mud monster. All we know, and what Kenny can go by, is that she's got a ball of dirt in her room that she's shaping. And she's not known not to be a creative person.
And she's not known for communication either. So she doesn't really tell people.
She's not someone who's not known to create artsy stuff, right? That's who she is. As for Gabs, I said it from the beginning, and people laughed at me that Fatima was the kimono lady. And I still think it's a good chance that it's going to be. And though people don't think it's real, Tony Teflon has been a different actress cast in it, I always thought it was her. I said it from the first time I seen it. I thought it was her, and I don't think it's over yet. I think that we have to wait till the show plays out when it's all said and done. So, Gabs, you're gonna be right about that. Well, stick to your guns on that.
They mention her in the episode tonight. They definitely bring it up again. So we talked about this a second ago too. Well, Victor and Henry. Victor sees if the trees are moving. I'm not great. I don't move trees. I pay. I don't good. I'm not working job. I'm not good. So he's crying and stuff. And Henry makes sure he's okay and helps him out. And we'll move on from them. Kenny notices the dripping from the mud. He heads to her room. This expects something crazy, and she's calmly there making her mud piles and says, "Hi, Kenny." And Kenny gives the Gen Z stare at her. And just moves on. He just like pauses and looks at her for a second. Okay.
Let me say this about this golem thing.
Yeah. My precious.
And as somebody whose channel is based on making
precious,
and I never want to dissuade anyone or question anyone who's come up with one, but I don't know how anyone came up with this. That she was making a golem with this mud ball. Like, I didn't see any clue. Maybe I missed something, and I usually don't. I'm usually pretty thorough on this stuff, but I didn't see not one clue that there was some golem thing in this show. That's what actually
I thought she was eating it.
You know, like so when people have come up last week about it that she's making a golem. And then all of a sudden, it just so happens. Like if people just said she's making a protector or a monster, but specifically saying she's making a golem, and then next week the episode comes out and she's making a golem, I don't see how they would have been able to guess that. Like I don't see anything that was connected that push. I don't want to.
They're a cheater. No, you can call it. They're cheating. They're liars that have watched the episodes and they're pretending to know stuff. If anyone said there's going to be a fucking golem in that next episode, if you saw it, block that person. They leaked it. Fucking spoiler, because no one knew that. You're absolutely right. There's no clues to a fucking golem in that moment. She was building that. I don't know anyone that would be able to figure that out on their own.
Thank you for the super chat, JW. Appreciate it. I just don't see why they would put her to do it. And that's what it is. I don't see it. People saying her religious connection. It's like a Jewish religion, the golem, right? It's a Jewish thing. So I don't know her religious. Yeah, she would have to be Jewish, you know. And I don't think she is. So the religious. I just don't get. I gotta call suspectness. Not saying bullshit, but suspect on anyone who came out last week saying it was going to be a golem.
Oh, I'm calling straight up lying sacks of shit. Yeah. That's what I'm calling out on that one. I'm talking about spoiling covered lying sacks of shit. Okay, so let's call it for what it is. Okay, right. So I'll be the asshole here, Tony. I'll fully be the asshole. So Kenny notices the dripping situation. We go to Boyd, who's looking at a note from Abby, and we see a flashback to the Mr. Fish and Lobes line. We also see the ring, which comes into effect later. Which Tony. We'll wait to talk about this, I guess, or we can maybe talk about this now. There is a lot of stuff for multiple dimensions, multiple situations with the ring, and something can only exist in one dimension at a time. Stuff, yep. And I was thinking about you all over this episode towards the end, and I'm sure you'll be making a video or something about it because this just gave you more fuel to that fire. So much episode.
100%. Well, before I go into it, what did you think of it, Gabs, about the ring situation with Boyd?
In general, through the whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, we can just talk. You can talk about the ring as a whole. Like, what do you think happened at the end? Yeah, where the ring jumped and it can't exist in the same place twice. Or
yeah, you know, it's tough. I know some people have talked about the whole like, was it a successful bookmark? For me, when I was thinking about it and writing about it, I wonder if there's a temporal collapse in timelines. And that is why we see the boy in white growing up so fast and the trees moving. It almost feels like something is being squished. And we know there's probably different timelines. We know there's a connection between the past, present, and future. And I think it could be that things are kind of getting weird because they're running out of time and time is collapsing. Or I think it could be a sign from Abby, because what would, she tried to grab him into the grave. She tried to issue a helping hand, and man forgot about it like 5 minutes later. And, you know, how would you send a sign to your loved one if not through a band, a wedding band, a wedding ring? And we can't forget that after, like, the Matthews family has like a ghost in their house banging cabinets and doing things like that we have the crows. So I truly think there might be something to the dead sending signs back, either through rings, through crows. Like, they can also control things. Those are my two theories. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I don't know. That it's confusing. I hope we get an answer soon.
No, it is confusing, but I do think we're going to get answers soon. And I do think there's something to Abby trying to communicate with him. Tony has talked about this before, so I'm just going to steal Tony's thunder on this, that trying to maybe pull him underground, that some answers are somewhere underground, and the hand was trying to pull him down to kind of get him to go underground. That's not mine. All right. And if I'm bastardizing your theory, Tony, please correct me. But I do think there's some element of that I do think there's signs that Abby and Jim are floating around there and trying to communicate with people, possibly, or stuck between maybe a different dimension. And there's some Star Trek stuff going on here. All good thing. People that know Next Generation, there's some all good things stuff happening here, possibly too. Anyways, Tony, how about what are you thinking about the ring? I know you might make a video, you might get into it more depth, but what are your thoughts coming out on this?
It's the parallel dimension that are overlapping with each other, and the two worlds are fusing into one world. And that's what's going on here, and that's what it is. And that's why when we see people in the different parallel dimension interacting with things in the other dimension, it looks like it's a ghost that's doing it, but it's just someone who's occupying the same space at the same time. And we've seen it before. Jade brought the whole thing up. They talked about Schrodinger's cat, which is the same philosophy, that if something, while the cat is in the box, it is alive, it is dead, it is everything all at the same time, until you actually look at it and it has to make a choice. And that's what's going on here at this situation. The ring was in two places at the same time until Boyd looked at it, and then the ring had to make a choice, right? So it's the exact same thing that's happening there. So when we deal with that whole situation, that's what it is. It's two overlapping parallel dimensions creating this pocket dimension, and one of them is going to be absorbed by the other one when it's all said and done. And that's what the time that they're running out of. That's what it is.
I fucking love that. And I want to say a huge thank you to Laura in the live chat for sending me this awesome Australian magnet and some candy that I will be eating on a live stream at some point on a night that I'm not sipping a little alcohol, because I won't mix the two. It'll be a nightmare to mix some chocolate and booze. But thank you so much to Laura for sending me that, and I will be very much appreciate all of everybody, but especially our Australian folks and that's why I have this magnet now to appreciate Australia forever here during the streams. So we go to Kenny coming in. We talked a little bit about this. Kenny is tattletaling, and we get the Jade asking if Kenny's really there, which is funny as fuck. And Kenny asked to talk to Boyd and to come back to Colony House because he has to tell on what Fatima is doing. So we get Elgin and Sarah. He asks her to stay, and Sarah asks if he still sees the kimono woman. He says no. She asks if it's because he did what she asked him to do. Sarah's like, I thought the voices were done, but they're back, and they're asking me to do this weird thing. It doesn't make sense. They want me to drink water from a pitcher and pour the water back in, which I think is fucking disgusting. Don't do that. They want Sarah to give cooties. No, I'm kidding. Sarah's like, there's always consequences to this place. She thinks it might be an infection that she passes on to people. And Elgin, being he's just so innocent. He's like, but it doesn't seem like anything's bad. If you're doing it and you're saving people's lives because no one's going to get hurt, because if you do it, someone's going to get hurt. Why don't you just do what the voices say? Like, can we lock Elgin? Elgin needs to be locked up. Because if he
it's just water.
It's just water, yeah. He's gonna listen to them again, dude. He's gonna be like, oh, they're nice. This voice just wants to help me. Come on, Elgin. And yeah, I mean, Elgin is forgiving Sarah in the situation. She popped out his damn eye, and she's being okay. He's like, listen.
Yeah, that's just so unrealistic. Like, it's no way. It's just not. Yeah. I don't care where they're at. I don't care what you've been through. You can't take my eye out and we have a conversation.
They're cool, Tony. They're like so chill. She's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, the first time we met. No, I don't remember shit. But you taking my eye out. Everything else is over now. Like it's just no.
Well, wasn't Elgin?
Yeah, when he was talking to Sarah.
Yeah, well, wasn't he like hitting on her when he first came to town way back when? He was like, "Oh, yeah, I would have noticed you, or I wouldn't have missed you." So I'm like, "Oh, he went from hitting on her to her gouging his eye out." I mean, you'd think there'd just be even some physical trauma associated with that.
100%. I just think that it's just too unrealistic to me. You know, I just don't see it. I mean, maybe if they were both in straitjackets sitting in a crazy room, I could go with it. But in this situation where the chick just pulls your eye out, it's not like it's been a year. It's been a couple of days.
He seemed more pissed at Boyd.
It's been a couple of days. It's not like this is taking place years ago.
No.
Days. I don't get over stuff if people just say a bad word about me in a couple of days.
Yeah, let alone popping out your eye.
Pull my eye out.
He seemed more pissed at Boyd about the whole situation than Sarah, who actually did the popping out of the eye. Like I don't know, but whatever. Like I don't want to be too hard on Elgin, but he didn't have a good episode. he was a big dummy. He was a big dummy in this one, but he did get Gab's MVP / giving him a big "it's gonna be okay, buddy" hug for this episode.
Well, I had high hopes for him when he was having a seizure on the train or on the bus. I'm like, okay, this guy is a chosen one. He knows something, and he's really let me down. He's just been kind of a weak sauce. But I feel so sorry for him, the poor little guy. But yeah, I mean, he needs to get it together.
I love how you call him a poor little guy. You're like, oh, poor little guy. And make sure if you have, what was that, Tony?
Go.
I was just gonna say, make sure if you haven't already, if you're watching this, you hit the like button, help share this out to more people, especially as the episode is ending right now. Now's the time. If you haven't, you're watching live, share this, like it, do whatever the hell you do. Put it on a rock, throw it through someone's window, tell them to listen to it, do whatever you're going to do. Check it out. Help Tony, like it on both channels, subscribe to Teflon TV, Phil the Issues Guy, and Miscellaneous Gab. And for coverage for all rest of the season, for all this fun stuff. And yes, all of us will be probably talking about House of the Dragon as well. So even Tony. Yeah, Tony.
Have you read all the books, Gab, of
No, I've read the original Song of Ice and Fire books that are out. House of the Dragon I didn't want to read, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I do. Okay, I didn't read Duncan Egg either, so I approach that on my channel as someone who hasn't read the book.
Duncan Egg is very good. Like you may enjoy it.
I've heard
the season. Like listen to the audiobook on YouTube or something like that. I think you'll enjoy it. But
okay,
Fire and Blood's okay. I don't know about you, Tony. Fire and Blood, nah.
Book that man has written in this series about this. I made my chops talking about that, making theories up for that stuff. So I love it. I really do love it. But it's just, to me, I can't. There's two reasons why I don't cover it like I did used to cover it. Number one, the fandom is very toxic. I mean, I hosted Con of Thrones and done things like that and all that. It's a very toxic fandom. Don't want to be around. I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. And I need new material. I just can't talk about stuff I talked about 9 years ago over and over again.
Yeah.
To give me some Winds of Winter, some new material, I'd be with it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that, because that was why I didn't want to cover A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms at first. I ended up covering it, but I'm like, Severance fans are so nice. Pluribus fans are awesome. I'm like, Game of Thrones fans are fucking mean. Like, they are so mean. And I thought I was the only one, but it's good to know that that's a common thing.
When I used to host, when I used to do the Con of Thrones, and I would host panels every year, they did a panel for me, and it wasn't even my idea. Like, the people who ran it, and it was called "What's It Like Being a Black Member of This Community?" And I would pack this panel full of Black and brown people, and they would just tell horror stories of how they've been treated, about what they get called. I mean, when I met Steve Toussaint, and that's how I got the interview with him and everything, who plays it, who obviously play. He'd tell you, like, when he comes, if you ever check that, he says it in my interview, like, yo, I got casted for the role, and someone said, Steve Toussaint's great, and the next comment was, Steve Toussaint's an N. He shouldn't be playing this role. You know, so that's what we dealt with in this fandom and stuff
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So that's just, but we can talk about that later when that goes.
Yeah,
Let me get to these things.
We have stories, and I just want to say one more, Tony. Remember when you convinced someone without very little effort that you were Quinn?
Yes, I did. They really believed that I was Quinn. Malicious Gab.
Like Ideas of Ice and Fire. He was another YouTube creator in the Game of Thrones space, and happens to be.
I convinced them. I really convinced them. They came up to me, and Quinn's a black guy too, so they came up to Phil was there. They came up to me and they go, and Gray Area was there with us too, and they're like, "Oh my God, Quinn, I'm such a huge fan of yours," like that. And then Gray goes, "He's not Quinn." And I said, "Shut up, Gray. Yes, I am." And she goes, "Are you really Quinn?" And then I did his voice.
Hot.
And after I did the voice of Quinn, she was like, "Ah, really is you? I can't believe it's you, Quinn."
She posed for a picture. Yeah, she took a picture with him, and she went,
"Oh." I took a picture with him.
That's so funny.
It was
amazing.
Thinking it was Quinn. All right, let me get these real quick before you go. Teflon Samuel says Teflon fears my predictive powers. He's going to eat that hot chip for the aliens theories. No, I'm not guaranteed I'll be right on that. You'll see in the end about that. And Jewel in the Nile says, Tony, would you let Acosta pop your eye out? All right, let's get something straight here. All right, let's get something straight here. Is she the Don's Hollywood crush? Of course she is. We all know. We've known that for years. We said that. Am I going to let a woman take my eye out because I got a crush on her? Fuck no. I'm a Don. I ain't letting no one take my eye out because I think they're a nice person.
You're not
taking my eye out. You're not even taking my fingernail off. Like this. No. I'm not going through anything like that. The Don don't get down. Yeah, she know I'm the Don.
She's lucky she got the hat off. You know?
Yeah, that was lucky for her to do that. Usually, you don't get that right off the bat.
I've seen your hat off twice in the 10 years I've known you. Jesus.
I would never allow it. The Don is no simp, bro. I that's not the way I get down. My whole life, it's never been like that. This chick takes my eye out because I think she's a nice person. No, never at all.
So going to continue here with this. Back to Frub. Sorry, everybody, for the aside. Jade, Kenny, and Boyd get to Colony House. Jade stays downstairs waiting for his drugs to kick in. And Boyd goes to, he's like, sit down there, tripping guy. And Boyd goes to see Fatima. Kenny, like a little wimp, stays outside. Kenny doesn't even come in. He stays outside. He's like, Boyd, go deal with it. Go talk to Fatima. She wouldn't listen to me. And Kenny stays outside. And Boyd comes in, and she's just hanging out. Tony, you didn't say Gollum, but you totally said Patrick Swayze. Now that I'm flashing with it, you said Patrick Swayze ghost thing. She's gonna be, she's gonna be making some sort of doing some pottery or something. You weren't far off.
I wasn't. I did think she was gonna be some pottery, but I never thought.
You didn't say Gollum, but you did. She did turn.
No, I thought that Ellis was gonna die, and then his ghost would come back, and she'd be making the pottery, and Ellis come behind her like Patrick Swayze. Did you ever see that movie Ghost, Gabby?
No.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This dude dies, and then his ghost has a love affair with his widow while he helps find his murderer. It's
the one sexy scene that all the women loved at the time was when she was doing a sculpture and she was making pottery, and then his ghost came behind her and his shirt off, and he was guiding her hands to make it and stuff like that. So
okay,
that's what I figured was going to go with this thing. I figured she'd be doing that.
I love the spoof of that in the Naked Gun. They do an awesome spoof of that in the Naked Gun.
And they do some type of pottery. I thought it would be something like that. You know what I mean? The people are like, hey, I love that movie. A lot of people love that movie. It was a big hit.
It's a good movie. When Whoopi Goldberg steals the show, she's amazing.
Yeah, it is actually a good movie.
Whoopi's hilarious in that movie. She really,
as corny as it sounds, it really is a good movie.
Yeah, no, it's scary too at times. The way they that you see these dark ghosts that sort of grab the people in the dead and they bring them to the afterworld, and they're scary as shit. The way they film them, them in these shadows. They look like Mr. Game & Watch from Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. Ghost. If anyone hasn't seen,
I'm gonna put it on my list.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. All Swayzes are good. So anyway, so Boyd goes to see Fatima. Kenny told me you were doing some stuff, and well, that's a lot of dirt, Fatima. And she says, "I'm making a monster." And they cut away for a second. And then we go over to Julian Randall, who they talk about creating the bookmark. And I don't know how much I want to talk about the creating of the bookmark since this specific situation didn't work. Tony, you mentioned this a little bit. We'll pass over to you in a second. Gab, why do you think the bookmark didn't work? Do you think they're on the right idea, or like what do you think?
know, I understand why you don't want to talk about it too much, because like I just don't know. I'm just kind of here waiting for it to play out. I don't want to talk out of my ass and say something when I feel like I don't know. Even in my review, I'm like, I don't know. I wonder if it's something to do with, rather than writing something down, you need a thing to transport you to that area. Like when Tabitha had Victor's lunchbox, I believe, when she fell out of the tower, maybe that's what allowed her to like go through the tree and all of that stuff. So I think they're on the right track, but they need to troubleshoot a little bit more.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'll pass over to Tony in a second. I don't know if it has to be. My only thought was, does it have to be something personal, like a personal item, something like the ring or the bracelet, like some sort of item that is more like emotionally tied, not just a piece of paper with a note on it. Anyways, Tony, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we see it, right? In Victor's whole thing, when Victor goes back, right? He has a note, a lunch pad with his address on it, right? He has it, and she goes right to, she's 5 blocks away, right? when she has that, right? So it's obvious that in order to get to a certain time period, and you're trying to get tied to that time period, that you got to have something that ties from that time period in order for you to get to that spot.
Right. You need to have something that also already has.
When you look at her, the clue that people should have caught, and I'll give it to you, is that when she was playing Dress Up with Elgin, and that was the whole thing. That's the whole reason of the Dress Up with Elgin. You could see she dressed up, and there was a whole bunch, and they talked about how the clothes from different time periods, and they were putting it on, they're modeling them, and that was a hint to exactly about how it has to happen. That's why they had her do it with Elgin and everything. Well, because what else was it that they were doing that? They found the camera and they took a couple of pictures and stuff. And it's really the underlining story is that that's how she's going to be able to get it. But she's going to have to take some type of
So you think she's going to have to take the mushrooms? Yeah, you think she's
in order to transport yourself and feel people from parallel dimensions. And if there is a Julie in the parallel dimension, and you get information from that Julie, and whoever else, or story walk, if you want to call it story walking, which I just think she's in the parallel dimension going over stuff, you have to have that bridge. It comes down to acid opening up the mind and a certain frequency of music that ties in, that allows you to transfer yourself over there when it's all said and done. That's why Jade was able to do it with the song. And that was the frequency that got him there, that got those kids to come over to him and stuff.
And the 2 kids
to come over. And also, when you break a plane to go into a parallel universe, 2 things have to happen. It's either velocity and trauma, and those 2 things combined would allow you to break into a parallel universe. And that's exactly what you see with Tabitha when she goes from the lighthouse. She has the velocity, she has the trauma, she pops up, she's in the alternate dimension. That's why I don't believe that this Henry here is this Victor's actual father. It's a Henry from a different parallel dimension, because again, you could bring up the picture. If you look at the picture on the wall of Henry, of Victor and Eloise, they're much older, significantly older in that snowball fight than we see them in the From Town. And there would be no reason for him to have that picture unless it was a different Henry. So I don't think this Henry, he's Victor's father, but he's a parallel dimension.
Oh, he's a different, like in the Marvel thing. He's like,
yeah, he's not. He's
May,
father,
but he's a different Aunt May. So the one thing I do kind of think is funny, or they do the whole like Rocky Adrian, like Julie, I'm gonna do it whether you like it or not. Like, Randall, you're helping. Why argue with her anyway? But it's a little bit of like unnecessary foreplay. So we get to Fatima with Boyd talking about the golem. She says it looks crazy. She says she grew up in a household with a bunch of different beliefs. All roads led to the divine, take different paths, all the stories. One story that I heard a lot was about the golem. And Boyd's like, okay. And he walks out and he says to Kenny, well, she's making a golem. And then I hope it protects us. And let's just let Fatima do her thing. And Kenny's like, okay, I'll tell everyone to stay away from Fatima. So I guess my question for both of you guys is this going to end up good or bad? Because she says she's still connected to Smiley. She can feel what Smiley feels, and he feels what she feels. And she's building this to protect them. Do you think, Gab, this thing will protect them, or is this going to be a colossal nightmare in the end?
I could see it one of two ways. I do look at the like Smiley Fatima highway as like this Harry Potter Voldemort connection where they're tuning into each other's moods. When I saw the Golem originally, I kind of thought back to the talismans and I've said this a lot, do the talismans actually even work, or is it part of the game where Boyd thinks they work and the monsters are like, all right, we'll just hang out outside, like it's fine. So I wonder if it's going to be like a faith, a hope. We know that faith and hope are so integral as ingredients into the town, or else everyone would just off themselves. So I wonder if it will be good because she believes it. I don't, for some reason, just story-wise, I don't see it going where it becomes horrible again, because Fatima's demon baby was quite horrible and disgusting. So I feel like maybe she needs a redemption, especially if Ellis doesn't come back. But I could see either avenue happening.
Sure. Tony, what do you think? Where's this Golem thing end up? Does she actually physically create a protector that works for the group here, or is this turn on them?
Can't be. I mean, there's no way that works. Like, you can't just build something out of clay and then all of a sudden it comes alive and fights the monsters. Not only can't do it, it's stupid, right? I mean, we're not here. It's not that type of show. And if they go there, I mean, but
yeah, they do some stop motion rock thing.
Yeah, like a giant spider to me is not this type of show. Like if they pull out of somewhere a lake and a giant spider comes out of it, like it's not going to work for me. Like it's not Lord of the Rings. I don't want to see a giant spider stabbing people with its ass and wrapping them up like that. Doesn't work.
People with its ass.
Yeah, it don't work. It works in Lord of the Rings. I expect that, but in this show, I wouldn't expect it.
Well, we do have
expect it to be a situation where she makes a golem and all of a sudden it comes alive and it works. Now, if you want to say that she makes a golem and it's some type of voodoo doll, and this is what brings scarecrows to life or something like that, then I could see that more than anything else. But I can't see it just all of a sudden this is what it's going to be, and all of a sudden it saves everybody in the colony house because this golem just starts knocking everybody out. This mud.
No, that would be weird. I feel like it would have to be like a talisman kind of thing where it makes their situation incrementally better, but doesn't solve anything. If they do nothing with it and it's just Fatima playing with mud to get over it, I'll be pissed. Frankly, I'll be pissed. But
I'm afraid that might be where it's going. But to move on from Fatima and her big pile of mud to my favorite scene in the episode is Donna calling out Tabitha. Tabitha's like, Donna comes up to her and goes, Tabitha, what the hell are you doing here? I don't know. My mind keeps going back to Jim. No, Tabitha. What the hell are you doing? The Lake of Tears, Don's like, no, listen, let's pause everything. Like, everyone sit down. I'm going to have to tell this girl off. And she tells her, listen, I don't want to have to explain to your kids you died and you just went off. What are you doing? And I left a note for you. And Dawn's like, oh, it's okay. Oh, I didn't realize you left a note. That's perfectly fine. Okay, you'll be great. And this is where Donna basically signs her death warrant if we didn't think it was already. Or do we think this is too obvious? She basically says, if anyone's going to risk life, you're part of my family now. And if anyone's going to risk their life, it's going to be me. Are we clear on that? Yes and yes. So do you think this is Donna dying?
Yeah,
or do you think
real quick. Let me I gotta address someone in the comments section real quick saying something stupid. Go ahead, Phil. Do you think? I'll take it.
Oh no, I'm curious. You got me curious now. Do you think Donna, Gab, do you think Donna is, we talked about this a little bit earlier, what do you think Donna might do to put herself in danger? Because that was an awful big foreshadow.
Looking to skyrocket your YouTube chat?
You know, I feel like Donna is the mom of everyone, so I do feel like she feels like she's needed. I don't know if I totally buy the fact that she's like, oh, you guys are my family now, so I'm willing to die for you, because I would think that over the years, like, she's needed to hold some things together. She is like Boyd is the dad and she is the mom of the town. At least that's how I see it. So I don't feel like the logical leap is there. I get what she's saying. She's like, lady, stop saying you're going to leave your kids with me. Like, it's pissing me off. I do think Donna will go, but I don't necessarily know how much I love that.
Do you think she'll make it through the rest of the season?
I don't think so. I think someone needs to die soon. Like, it's about time that someone important dies. And I think it could be her, it could be Ellis, or it could be both. The stakes have to get a little higher.
Tony, I'm going to frame this a little differently to you. Does anything in this episode increase or decrease your belief of Donna being a mole?
I don't think anything decreases it, but I do think Donna's going to die when it's all said and done. I don't see her making out. Again, we talked about this a little bit before and everything else like that. You know what I mean? What up to Think Story jumping in the chat, hanging out with us. Appreciate you, brother. I think that she's out of here. I think Ellis is out of here. We need to have at least 3 major deaths this season. What do you think, Gabby? At least 3 to make it a good season? 3 people have to go? I'm not talking about Clara, all right, that people want to bring up. No, I'm mean major people here.
I think at least 2, right? Because I feel like even though Jim died at the end of season 3, his death felt like it was part of season 4. Because I was like, I won't believe it until I see a body. So I think 2 more need to happen to make a total of 3 if Jim kind of counts as 3. But I do agree, some people need to start dying.
Yeah, I guess a good Klingon funeral has to have at least 2 or 3 bodies. And I think they need to be people we care about. And I think it's Ellis and Donna. And I also think Henry's gone because Victor needs to be struck down. Victor's going to become somewhat useful by the end of all this. And they're going to have to take Henry out to Henry's going to step up. And I know people, I'm on a ledge thinking Henry's a good guy, but I think Henry's going to step up to protect Victor in the wrong situation and get killed.
Yeah, and I actually think you like Jim more now that he's dead, because a lot of people, including myself, like sometimes I got annoyed with Jim when he was alive, but now that he's dead, I'm like, oh man, I miss that guy. I think that with Donna, they're trying to set her up to become more likable by the end of her arc and her story, because she can be a little, she's like,
what's her arc though?
Yeah, I guess that's true. She really hasn't arced much at all. This might be her arc, starting.
She does.
The mole is the arc. It has to be the arc. The mole has to be the arc. She hasn't had a storyline. Like, if we look at everybody in this show, we can say a definitive storyline for that person involving that person, right? But if we look at Donna, who is a main character in the show, there's not one storyline that we could say is a storyline for her, right? What storyline was hers specifically? It really isn't any. Anyone else? Elgin has one. Anyone. Bata has one. Bata goes in there. She opens the diner. Good storyline. She got one. It doesn't matter. But no one can name a storyline for Donna. And I think that Randall thought that she was a mole, and they made them convince you that Randall was crazy. But I think in the end, Randall was right. He was right on the whole time. And I think that's what it's going to be. And that's her storyline.
I think either way, it definitely comes to head at the end of this season. So Ethan finds the bird, the non-crow, that needs to be brought with. He's got the broken wing. Ethan says it's a sign. If we find the Lake of Tears, it'll fix the bird and yada, 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 because the lake heals people. As we flash over to Sophia looking at the pool, and then Christy and Marielle we get a Christy and Marielle scene where they're talking about praying, kind of making fun of it a little bit, and how when Marielle's in the higher power part of rehab stuff, that she has trouble taking the higher power seriously. And right in the moment, Sarah comes in to get the water. And then Tony mentioned her a second ago. We get our first real Bacta sighting of the season. Offers Sarah a job. Says, Sarah, I don't know about that other shit, you killing people and stuff. But since I've known you, you've been pretty damn good, and I could use help working at the diner. So you want a job, Sarah? And right on cue, Sophia falls in the pool, or she was pushed. Because Sarah doesn't pour the water back in. She doesn't do it. And and just to complete this plan to pure genius, the person that, and Tony mentioned this earlier, the person that Sarah cared about is Sophia. It's just a great sort of combination situation. And it's just a great manipulation as she runs outside and the yellow man falls in the pool. I thought this was awesome. I don't know about you guys. I thought the scene was awesome.
Yeah, such a great scene. I love how Sarah asked her to pour out the water at first because she felt accepted again. Like she's done horrible things, and then she's kind of been, I guess, ousted, kind of the reject of the town, and then was shown kindness, and she'll go wherever anyone shows her kindness. But I don't have anything else to say. I loved this scene. Yeah, I loved everything about it.
Yeah, there's not much to add there in the.
Yeah, I would say that Sarah's whole thing, I think this arc is not what people think it is. And I think that when you hear Sophia say it, she's not saying the truth of what she's saying. She's saying something, but it's not the truth. And when we get into it, I'll prove that it's not the truth of exactly what she's saying. And anybody in the chat, if anyone comes on here disrespecting anybody in the chat, especially anyone on the panel, I give y'all wrenches for a reason. I'm like, I want you to whack them and stuff and get them out of here. So I did it myself and took that person out there, got them out of here. I ain't saying y'all have to block somebody forever, but if you want to ban them,
put them in the box.
Put them in the box for 24 hours so they can't comment again. You can put them in the box.
Put me in the box. I need to go in the box.
Anything else like this is a block. Just let me do it.
I'm out of control, Tony. Put me in the damn box. Jade goes outside to talk to Boyd. Okay, so he talks about Fatima's mud monster, and Boyd is basically like, I don't know if I should be helping or stopping. And Jade's like, my point, something changed, made me realize I need to do something drastic. Boyd's response was, well, what's your point? I love Harold's so hilarious. The question is, what isn't why she's making it, why she's making it now? As we go over to Donna, who finds the totems, and she says these things are even creepier in person. Did she see pictures of them, or people just told her about them, I guess? And Ethan says they're there to hold off evil spirits, and Donna has a funny line, comforting, I suppose. And they get to collecting all the stuff as Tabitha and Ethan go to the lake for some water. Randall comes upstairs to give her the paper. Oh, yeah. So Julie's cutting her hair. That's it. We don't have to talk about that. Julie cuts her hair. I mean, okay, someone wanted us to say something about this, so I guess we can talk about this. I guess I was a theater guy, and I worked in the costume department, so I'll comment on it. People say, make a comment about the wigs in the show. Yeah, the wigs aren't great. Moving on, like okay, the wig doesn't look great. Whatever. What do you want us to say? My head suspends the disbelief. I don't notice it unless someone points it out. But I don't know if that bothers either of you guys. I don't care about the damn wig.
I can get past it.
Yeah. Who cares? Who cares? We see it too. The wig's bad. We get it. It's fine.
The wig is terrible. I mean,
it is terrible. It is terrible.
Only thing I could say is that we know she did that cover of a Cosmopolitan magazine or something. She did a big cover shoot for her. And maybe she couldn't manipulate her hair because that cover was coming up.
Fair.
So they did the best that they could do with it and everything. And that's the only thing I can think of why they would put that.
It's still not the worst thing ever. If anyone is Breaking Bad fans, it's like when they had Walter in El Camino, they just had to put a bald cap on him over his hair because he didn't want to cut his hair for a part. So head ends up looking like Megamind in the episode. Like, so it's not always perfect in everything. Like, but my brain.
I mean, looking at House of Dragons, we see bad wigs.
Dude, Game of Thrones with the
whole series.
Rhaegar Targaryen. Yeah, like
Think Story says the wig itself is a bookmark. That's a bookmark. That's the wig.
That's hilarious.
I am at least happy to know that Julie's short hair, we got to see it. because then I thought the Julie that tried to save her dad was like years in the future.
Mhm.
They were trying to make her look like a mom or like a grown-up woman with some like botched haircut. And I guess in From, they don't necessarily have hairdressers. Could she have just put her hair in a low bun and tucked her ponytail in her shirt to avoid the hair pulling? Yes, but I understand why they needed to do it.
And if she was really trying to avoid the hair pulling altogether, I'm not like condoning this. She should have just like cut it, shaved it. Like, well,
Yeah.
why not go
Yeah,
full
like how hard are you trying to go, Julie? Like, how dedicated are you to being a story walker?
Exactly.
Go
You want
hard.
to do this? You don't want them to be able to grab you? Shave that shit, dude. Like, don't be a wimp here. Go for
Go
it.
hard or go home.
Thank you. Exactly. Good. Awesome. Okay, so we go off to Julie and Randall. She folds up a paper, draws a symbol, and says, if I bring this back with me and draw the symbol on the paper and I leave it there, then it will be on the paper in the present. And then I can use the symbol to bring me back to that location. Get it? Yeah, sure. Okay. That generally makes sense in concept, but I don't think it's going to work with just a random piece of paper. So she steps through, and as Tony pointed out, Tony, because what she was dressed up and stuff, she ends up at the massacre. Why did she end up at the massacre, dude? Like, it's so weird that she ended up there. And
I have no idea why she did that.
And she sees the yellow man probably for the first time, and she goes and sees him eating a liver, and he comes at her fast as she goes to draw the thing, and she's able to scribble it quickly as Randall takes her out, but the symbol is not on the paper, and it didn't work. She's scared, but great acting by Hannah here. Oh, that's why Tony got disconnected for a second. So she's scared. Great acting by Hannah here. I don't want to speculate too much, but why? Do you have any thoughts on why this didn't work? Because I'm with you too. This type of stuff makes my head hurt a little bit. I heard you say something like this on your channel. I'm similar. I like more reacting to what I see, and rather than, I'm not like Tony or Rio that are really amazing at sort of coming up with theories and thoughts and going Sherlock Holmes on it. But for me, it's sort of look at what's actually happening. But why do you think it didn't work? Maybe.
Yeah, I can't tell because it all happened so fast. And I looked at it a couple of times where she was scared trying to quickly write down the symbol, and then Randall pulled her out just in the nick of time, and then she sees the blank piece of paper. It's either just like the theory that doesn't work, or she misunderstands the function of story walking. I wonder if some of the good forces in From, like the boy in white, they can still direct traffic a little bit to where people go, like when they go through the trees, where they actually end up, or if it's all bad, or if it's all random. So either it's just all random and none of this makes sense, or she doesn't fully understand it yet. But that's all I got. I wish I had something better, honestly.
No, I don't even have that. I mean, I think it is interesting that Randall mentions, because she talks about maybe random artists or writers got tapped into this place. Like her mom got tapped into this place at some point in time, like had dreams of this place. And that's how they were haunted or came up with certain stories. But I don't think it's as simple as this particular book. She's like, well, Ethan had this book, so this book has to be the answers. I think they're close, but there's some variations of it. I think Tony's right that maybe she needs to be tripping under the influence to sort of tap into her unconscious mind. And I also think I go back to the show Heroes, where there's this guy, Hiro Nakamura, that could sort of like leap into time, and he kept losing control of it. He really had to work and concentrate his mind to be able to focus the areas he was going in all those different points. So I think Julie also needs to get better at this. This is a new ability, and she doesn't seem to have a lot of control over what's going on in the moment.
And I wonder, just the last thing on that is, she's looking at a bookmark as like placing something there. But what if the bookmark is actually taking something out, collecting something, taking something from the scene, whether it's like somebody's shoe or a ring or something like that. And that is what can provide that indication and anchor, because the mementos thing is huge. Objects, even if they seem random. So I wonder if that's ultimately what she'll have to find out, or what she might try accidentally next time, is like grabbing something to market.
That's interesting that you say that. In Nightmare on Elm Street 1. Spoiler alert for Nightmare on Elm Street 1, I guess. One of the ways of which they finally do beat Freddy in the end is by grabbing Nancy, the main character, has the ability to grab things in dreams, hold on to them. And when she's holding on to them, touching them, if she's holding on to them when she wakes up in her dream, she can bring the item with her. So she ends up figuring this out through Freddy's hat and eventually, I guess, big spoiler, grabbing Freddy himself and bringing him from the dream world into the real world. So perhaps it is maybe something that she needs to take from that. If she took his jacket, for instance, from that timeline, she could get back to that point. Very, very, very interesting and very possible. Tony is back connected, but we'll let him get situated. So to continue over there, she steps through, she draws. Oh, we already talked about that. She's scared. Great acting. So Victor's digging something up and Henry's getting frustrated. He gives a bag to Henry, who looks inside and finds drawings that were these drawings that Victor did, or were they they were Victor drawings, because one was Miranda being eaten. And this is a couple of interesting pieces of information. The man in yellow came in a car like everybody else. He made friends with them at first, but eventually when shit went bad, he started eating people, and Victor found him by the bottle tree eating his mother, and he shows the picture of his mother being eaten. So the man in yellow came in, whenever he came in before, he came in like Sophia. Like he came in a car and ingrained himself in the community before. It's sick. Twisted.
I truly wonder if the man in yellow comes every cycle as a different person. Like if that man in yellow was an original townsperson, and if by the end we'll see Sophia eating a liver. Like he stays as that shapeshift for as long as he's in the actual town proper.
I was thinking the same thing. If we have a parallel shot at one point, that is Sophia eating that. I'm not sure if I agree with everything, but the timeline of some sort. I don't want to spoil what Gab says in her video, but I do. Tony said similar things, like the cycle of everything moving around in some ways. And I think it is part of the cycle, and we may be hanging out in the devil's living room. For a spoiler here a little bit, but anyways, so we go over to Christy and Marielle taking care of Sophia's arm, who tells a story about you may think it's silly, but I'm going to tell the story of Abraham. She talks about God testing him, telling him to kill his son, but at the last minute telling him to kill a ram instead. Never intended to have him kill his son, just wanted to know if he would do it. Perfect manipulation. That's how you manipulate people. You get them to do little things, easy things that don't really cause harm, and you repeat that over and over again, so that when you actually do the thing that's going to cause them harm, they don't realize it because they trust you already to be able to do the thing over and over again with nothing happening. It creates a sense of almost a like Pavlovian dog dinging of a bell of like, oh, nothing's going to happen. You just keep doing the thing and feeling okay with it. It's pretty sick manipulation, Gab. It's pretty twisted.
And oddly enough, Abraham's wife was called Sarah. And Sarah is the subject of this. So interesting connection. But yeah, I think that is the test that she has her, and maybe the relief, like, I don't understand if it's that Sarah's sitting there so terrified, knowing what kind of terrible things that she's done, waiting for more destruction, and the fact that she didn't, because her faith is in like an unknown God, whereas Abraham's faith was in God, and God has asked him to do the impossible. Did that increase Abraham's faith? Because he's like, hey, thanks God, like you didn't make me kill my kid or sacrifice my kid. I don't know. There's just so much. Yeah. I love her using biblical references. She did one in the last episode as well, and it's
funny she didn't mention, what is it, the Lot story where he does turn the wife into dust or something like that too. I think that's that story. I'm not quite sure. I might be conflabbing sort of stories. Anyway, so let's continue. At the same time, so Sarah, and at the same time of this whole scene, Sarah is watching the water being poured out, seeing nothing bad is happening, and the look on Sarah's face is just like she just had someone stick their hand up her butt or something. She's just like, she walks out and they're like, nothing happened. What's going on? Great acting performance there. Let's go in the live chat for a second and see what people think. And we're gonna open the phone lines up when we're finished with the recap. I think Tony is getting situated, having some connection problems, so he'll be back in a moment or two. I don't think the man in yellow, Sophia, will eat Donna or Clara. Too much salt. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's continue here. As Boyd and Kenny come to Fatima, she says, "It is strange. I know." Boyd is like, "Okay. Oh yeah, we already talked about this. We actually talked about this earlier. This is where they talk about feeling Smiley still in there. I feel bad that we haven't seen Smiley since the beginning. It would be great to have touched in with him, but do you think, I mean, we already talked about this. This is just more Gollum shit. Kenny wonders, Boyd's not the worst thing they can do. They can just give her space and let her do her thing. As we get into this next scene and we get the ring on the stairs, it's the same infinity inside the stairs. Jade looks up at him as Boyd goes, "What the fuck now?" This is the end of our episode as Boyd's freaked out. He brings the ring back to the office really quick and he puts the ring back on the table and he looks at the other ring and the ring on the table disappears. Like, what kind of shit is this? We need Carol from Pluribus to hop in there and go, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" Like, I need to blow this shit up. Like, Boyd and her would be hilarious in a scene together. But Tony talked about this a little bit. What his thought about the parallel dimensions thing. What are your thoughts here about what happened with the ring? Do you have any perspective on what happened with the ring here?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm with you, Phil, where thinking about the timelines does hurt my head. Like, it genuinely freaks me out. I said, unless there's some sort of temporal collapsing and timelines getting flattened, I would like to hope that his wife is sending him signals from the grave. I think I saw a theory somewhere where she's actually way more important than we thought, and she was the one who needed to go there to that town. So I'm just curious more to see what happens rather than hypothesizing. I can sense and feel like, okay, we're running out of time. Time is moving too fast. The boy in white is growing up, but I don't necessarily know what that means and what the consequences are of it.
I don't know exactly what it means and what he's doing, but I also think that, and thank you so much for Fernandez T for these 5 super chat donations. We appreciate it, my friend. And Nick Knack says, to undo a Gollum spell, you have to burn them. Interesting. Considering we've seen only fire can kill the dragon, or fire can't kill the dragon. I'm sorry about that. So the end of our episode pops up, our last scene of this episode. All the group are collecting food. All the food are collecting the group. And they're talking cartoons, my favorite subject. As Ethan's trying to get the bird wet. That sounds unnecessarily dirty. I didn't mean that. Like, Ethan's trying to get his bird wet. As the red shirt Roger, who's this Roger? We meet Roger tonight, and Roger's the one that picks up the rope. I'm like, who the fuck is this Roger dude? He's dead next episode, probably, or dead sometime. Who gives a fuck? He grabs a rope, and Lost fans who got a couple of Easter eggs in this episode won some Lost music earlier in the episode. There's a scene, I don't know if you've ever seen Lost, Gabby, that
no,
that there's a scene where a character's on the beach and he finds a wire just on the beach and he grabs it and pulls it, and it leads to a major plot point. So this was not exactly that, but I could see how a Lost fan would be like, a little bit like that there in that scene. So they pull in it, and a barge from the lake pops up. Is this the lake that Ethan was looking for? I'm not sure, but I kind of know what's on that barge. I don't want to say it right now. Avoid looking at the chat because people are probably going to be talking about it, Gabby.
I already saw it. It's okay. We could talk. I already saw what's on there. So the cat's out of the bag.
So there's like scarecrow thingy-majiggy things that are on there, some sort of scary substances that are on that barge underneath. So was all this... Did Dead Jim set them up?
Yeah. I mean, are they down there? Like, is that a hint that they need these things to actually help?
Possibly, maybe they could be some sort of other kinds of totems or talismans of some kind. I don't know. Everybody, that is our recap. But if you want to join the conversation, the phone lines are open 781-990-8509. Call on in. Ask myself, Gabby, Tony should be back at some point. Ask him a question too. You can pop in the live chat too. And if we've missed your comment in the live chat, you've been screaming at me all night, and you're like, Phil, you blind bastard, you haven't read my comment, and I've been trying to get through. You can also text that phone number 781-990-8509 to get your conversation point in, get your question in. Do it as we break down the rest of this episode. So I know one of these answers going into this next episode, Gab, as we're waiting for some comments and questions. What are some of the things you're looking forward to going in the next episode? Tripping's one of them, right?
Yeah, tripping is for sure one. I want to see what the bird does. Like, does it get cured, or does it die, or does it change form? Yeah. So I'm curious.
Oh, we got our first call of the night. This is area code 315. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where you're calling from? And what's your question or comment?
Nonfiction. I'm calling from Syracuse, New York.
Hello, nonfiction.
Hi, Phil. Real quick. Okay, so I think Julie, she needs like an item or a thing. Like, I can't explain it. When I was reading the Wheel of Time books, like if you go into the Teleriad, whatever, the dream world, you have to like have something in your mind, but she's never been in From, so she needs like Victor's drawings or somebody's items, which I know people want her to find something in Acosta's basement, or not Acosta's basement. Sorry, I've been drinking. You know what I mean?
No, that's
in
fine.
The basement.
The basement that Acosta's in looking for clues. You can call it Acosta's basement. Like,
right, but I don't think there's things from the 1500s down there. So she's going to have to figure out another way to get there. But I think that will start with her bookmark. But my other thing is that I've said in the chat, and everyone has seen but you guys, is that I think possibly Story Walking Julie caused Abby's freak out that they were in a dream world and she started shooting everybody.
What was that again? Could you repeat that?
Sorry. I think.
No, I've been drinking too, so I'm sorry.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
I think Story Walking Julie caused Abby's breakdown, why she thought they were in a dream world and started shooting everybody.
Oh, okay. Very possible. I mean, do you think Story Walking Julie was also who was slamming the dishes and stuff in the kitchen?
Possibly. I'm confused because, okay, so, all right. I think the boy in white is good because Sarah said before that she thinks that he's stuck there like everybody else.
Evil,
and he wants
freaky
to help, but he doesn't know how. But I also think how someone said that all the crows were dead people. I think that's true too. And why Katri and Jim and bartender Tom, and when Abby was sending the fish and loaves messages through Sarah, that they're all stuck there as well. So it's hard to say as far as that because there's a lot going on. But I forgot where I was going with that because I've been drinking. But so I don't know who was slamming the things, but the ring thing I think was definitely Julie.
Oh, the ring thing.
I don't know about the slamming of the cupboards and stuff though. Like maybe that's Jim. Who knows?
Interesting. I mean, I do think you're right in the sense that with Julie and the story walking and how she needs to sort of get more involved with it, learn it, work it out, work out the skill. It's not just something you can easily snap into and go through. She needs to sort of build up that ability.
I also wonder who the author of that Gulagog book is, because is it Julie once she leaves?
Possibly.
But anyways, the last thing I want to say, and then I'm going to hang up because I've talked too long, is
no, you're fine.
Ellis Cordion, when he did his AMA on Reddit, he said they asked if anyone is a method actor on the set, and he said that Scott is. So every time I see Victor now, I picture him skulking around the scenes. behind the scenes being an asshole and everyone being pissed off.
Oh no, he's not going Andy Kaufman. When he's a method, he's being a sweet innocent kid around set. He's like, oh, everybody,
Yeah,
can I
I'm
eat?
sure.
He's eating peaches and stuff, you know. He's eating peaches. He's a cutie, you know.
Not answering anyone's questions, pissing on himself, and not talking about anything.
Exactly. It's that's. I mean, he's probably been drinking too, if that's the case, you know.
I hope so, because he also needs to celebrate his mother being chewed up by the man in yellow. All right. On that note, happy Mother's Day to everyone in the chat. Please, people, hit the like button. It drives me insane.
Thank you. It's right. I'm insane anyway. So, but I'll jump on that train too. Thank you, nonfiction. Have a good one.
Okay, you guys have a good night.
Thank you so much. But yes, please call in. Gab, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you taking some calls and stuff too. If you have a question for me, for Gab, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Miscellaneous Gab here on YouTube for all of her breakdowns on so many different shows. I was watching a little bit of your Pluribus stuff and Severance, and I love Pluribus. I covered every episode as well, and I've even done a couple of podcasts in the off season. I'm not going to hijack the stream to talk about it because no one wants to hear about it because I talk about it too much. But maybe we can talk about that off the air at some point.
Yeah, it's actually how I learned about you, Phil. Is I would do pre-show lives, and everyone would say, "Oh, we got to Phil's the post-show live." So that's how I learned about your channel.
No, we'll have to. I'll talk to you after the show. Let me take these two. We got two phone calls here. This is area code 725. What's going on?
Hello, this is Treasure, and I just have to tell you, your guests are just amazing this past week. Because Miscellaneous Gab, I listen to her all the time, especially when she talks about Severance. I knew she would get this show. I just knew she'd like this show, and I'm enjoying this. The two of you, you're great together.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I paid Treasure to say that, by the way, Gab. I gave Treasure money. I was Venmoing her $50 to tell you should join my Pluribus podcast, and that's it.
You know, sometimes I don't even watch new shows. I just watch you two talk about them.
Yeah, thank you, Treasure. You are a treasure. I know that's cheesy as shit, but someone had to say it.
Thank you. I have to say, I thought the greatest thing that I heard so far was the creepy little kid wearing white pants. What did he say?
Yeah, he said that. He said what Boyd said about the creepy little kid. He's like, yeah, if all of our some freaky little kid says time's running out here. Like, I like how he called him a freaky little kid. Gab, this is one point where I do challenge something you said there. I don't think the boy in white's good. Someone else said that too. I don't think the boy in white's good. I think he's just as selfish and twisted as every other force in there. He's just an opposing force, but he's still still selfish and evil in his way.
Well, this is the question I always ask when people say the boy in white is good. What has he done that's good? Like one thing. Because he's wearing white and he's cute, I think people assume he's good. But what has he actually done that's been good?
What do you think, Gab? What are some of the things what are your thoughts? What's your mindset going into thinking that the boy is a helpful entity?
Yeah, I mean, I never considered at first I thought when they first got to town that the boy in white looked too much like Ethan. And I was just like, he is also a monster trying to get Ethan on some shit, like some daytime shit. So it wasn't until I think season 3 or I don't know, he wasn't even really in season 3 all that much. I don't know. Actually, I'm glad you guys are challenging my thoughts of him being good, because I guess I don't even have a good reason for why he's good, but I don't really have a good reason for why he's evil either. I just think boy in white, man in yellow, angel, devil, that kind of thing. I would hate to see a little boy be so evil. Maybe the boy in white is the man in yellow. I don't know.
You hear that? Oh, what was that, Treasure?
Here's what I point out whenever anyone says he's good. He skipped across dead bodies on the day of the massacre, sat down on the merry-go-round, waved and smiled while the massacre, like the carcasses were just surrounding him, smiled at Victor. I think that just points to it's not good. Definitely not good. Definitely like skipping over bloody carcasses to get on the merry-go-round was not good. I thought he was good too until someone asked me, well, what has he done that's good? And then you start wondering, well, come to think of it, nothing.
It was a nice dance, though. You know, like those people are already dead. He didn't kill that. No, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. He's neutral at best and selfish at best is in his own agenda. But I guess the things that you could view him that he's done as helpful would be helping people into the tree at the right times. But does it fit his own agenda as well? Or
Right.
Yeah, it's just hard to say.
And if he is the tree air traffic controller, did he put the guy in the concrete? Like he's who is he in charge of the trees? Because then he is a dick.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
And they were out there measuring the trees again, which makes me wonder: are the trees moving? Are they moving closer? I know Victor is the source of so much information, but he's also such an unreliable narrator. I don't know what to make of Victor so much. I like that his dad said, "That's my son and I'll talk to him." I thought that was good because maybe we need like a Victor whisperer. I think he'll be a good Victor translator.
Maybe.
Like his dad.
He's frustrating as hell, though, as Tony points out often. Victor only gives the right answer on the third time. You have to ask Victor something several times before he actually gives you the truth. In this situation with the man in yellow, it took Henry twice. Maybe Henry being there is improving the odds. Instead of having to ask Victor 3 times, you only have to ask him twice now.
Right. But I'm just thinking if Victor was that traumatized by the man, if he watched the man in yellow eat his mom, that's serious stuff. I think that should be like the first thing out of his mouth to all the people he first trusts. Oh, by the way, I watched my mom die, and then there's this creepy man in yellow who eats people lurking around here somewhere.
In fairness, Treasure, in the last episode, I think part of the PP Pants Johnson's thing was he had convinced himself that was all in his imagination. And when he saw the yellow suit in real life, he's like, oh no, this actually really happened. And then he was he lost bladder control.
And that was tragic when he wet his pants, though. That was just sad.
Yeah, no.
Like
it's
the whole thing was.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
keep thinking, so it was 78 to 81 when the people were there. Is that what we're kind of figuring out?
Yeah, I'm not good with years, and what year is this now? But yeah, something like that.
So I think that's kind of cool because that means it was the 80s. I always point this out too, and this is a tangent. The 70s didn't end at 1980s. They carried over. Like disco was still happening in the 80s.
No, in the 80s didn't end until when did Smells Like Teen Spirit come out? Like the beginning part of the 90s was still very 80s. It was it was until Nirvana came out and then everyone started wearing flannels and stuff that things started shifting in a different but that's a different conversation and a different show altogether.
From
exactly. Treasure, do you have anything else, Treasure? I'm sorry.
And then cut me loose. Roger, is that an Easter egg from Lost?
I do think there was several Easter eggs for Lost in this episode.
Wasn't he on Lost? The actor?
It looked like that actor, but I don't think it was actually that actor. I know who you thought it was, but I don't think it was that actor.
The actor that said he died and saw his cavity be blown out. I think that's the same actor.
Oh, was it the same guy?
I think so.
Yeah, I know Gab has gone on record to say she doesn't like this show, but he was also on The Sopranos too in the episode with Junior. But I don't think it was that particular actor.
Oh, you don't like The Sopranos? You don't like The Sopranos yet?
I'm a sensitive viewer of shows. It took me a long time to even get on From because of how scary it is, and not that Sopranos is horror, but
they're shitty people.
I just don't like seeing women get beat up and stuff. I appreciate and respect the art of the show, but it's not for me.
They're a bunch of assholes on that show.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
They are. No,
she's such a smart blonde, and on that, I'll let you both go back to the Fromville. But what a lovely little smart. I mean, I'm older. I'm old enough to be your mom, so don't think I'm condescending. But you have such good insight for someone so young and, I'll dare I say, pretty. You've got such good insight, and you're so bright.
Thank you. You're not talking to me.
Yes, I think
I thought are you talking to me? You're talking to me, right?
Yes, both of you are just so smart and pretty, and I enjoy you both so much. So stay sexy
Thank
and
you.
pretty, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to steal your compliment there. FTW, we have immediately another message. FTW, welcome to the show. I don't know who FTW Events is, but welcome to Events to the show.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's your from question or comment?
Well, this is Matt from Seattle. I am a longtime Miscellaneous Gab watcher, so I'm pleased as punch that she's on this show with you guys. But I just have I just want to chat about a couple of things that bug me with From. Okay, please. Number one, so someone has escaped from Fromville, and why are they not chasing down that lead ferociously? That it just drives me crazy. It's like someone got out. Why aren't you trying to do that again?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Gab?
I think it's fair. I think Dale ending up in the pool, and also hi Matt. Matt
Hi.
also mods my Discord. He set the whole thing up, so thank you. He's amazing. Yeah, I wonder if it's just they saw some guy splat into some concrete and they're like, ooh, that's too dangerous. Knowledge comes at a cost. But I agree. Now that they know it's possible, I think more people there should be a think tank on this, even if it's not dropping people into trees. It's something. You're totally right. Same with the tunnels. Like all the stuff is there. What's going on?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then my other point that I'd like to ruminate on, if you will, is this has been happening for what, about 300 or 400 years? Is that what the timeline we figured out is?
Yeah, if we go by some of the dates that we saw in the bottles and some of the the Civil War stuff that we've seen, so yeah, that's a good speculation. So
I want to know, like in the current day and age, the people drive their cars and they vroom through town super fast, and then they go out and they come back into town. What did that look like in the 1700s? Did their horse-drawn carriages? Did they make the horses run faster? Or I mean, how did they trap people in town?
That was amazing.
These are questions I need to know the answer to.
Fair enough, because the horse would have an easier time jumping over that the tree. That'd be nothing for a horse, right? A horse would just leap over that thing. I played Legend of Zelda too many times and jumped over that shit with Link in the Eponia. That's easy for me, so I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I've never thought about that before, but now that you mention it, Matt, that bothers me a little bit, because cars were invented hundreds of years after From began, and you think if people are walking on foot that they would have a lot less pickings in terms of what are the odds someone's gonna, unless it was a main thoroughfare or something, people are walking through. But yeah, wow, I would like a From prequel of the OG families that were there. And I mean, I love all the old buildings and the ruins and stuff, so I would like to see that.
At minimum, a graphic novel or something would be kind of interesting to see some of the history of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, I'm not going to take up your guys' time.
Oh, you can take up all of our time, but we appreciate
these are important questions.
Yeah. No, you are.
You're very important questions. Gab, I love your channel, always have, and I'm so glad I stumbled on these two new channels to follow. So I'll be lurking, and
I'll try not to suck and make it not worth your while. So. No.
Okay.
No, Matt is a big Pluribus guy, so he'll love your stuff.
Pluribus and Severance and all the shows. So
I love it. We're very lucky with these three shows on right now.
It's the golden age of television right now. It really is.
And they're three very different kind of mystery shows, but they all have different mystery elements. Obviously, Pluribus isn't on purpose isn't mystery boxy, and Vince gets very defensive if you call it a mystery box show. But then you have this show, which obviously brings up some of that Lost vibes, and then Severance is its own beast altogether with the sick mind of Ben Stiller. So
well, and I mean, I was borderline obsessed with Lost, kind of minus the borderline part. So. So I love shows like this.
Yeah,
they're my jam.
Me too. And I can still see Sawyer's dimples and the Kate's dimples to this day. I call everyone Dimples. I'm like, hey Dimples.
Love it.
Anyways, thank you so much for the call, and
Thank you.
we look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace. We got a couple of other voicemails while we were waiting. This is from, I think, Billtron.
Yo, it's Billtron. I have nothing important to add, but I just thought it'd be funny if in From I seen everybody talking about the bad wigs and everything like that. I just want them to do one scene.
Billtron, I'm going to play the rest of your message with because it's easier to answer the phone call rather than the other way around. Area code 513. Welcome to the show, 513. What's your name, where you're calling from, and what's your comment and question?
This is Nick Nack Studios calling from Oxford, Ohio.
Hey, bud. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. What up? Also, I subscribe to your channel, Gab.
Thank you. I'm also from Ohio, so let's go.
Cool. Hell yeah. So I got a theory video I'm working on, and I'm a little afraid I'm not gonna get it out in time for these next few episodes. And I know we're gonna get into this weird stuff going on with Marielle and the handcuffs. So I wanted to call and get the theory out there.
Do it. Put it into the world.
So, I was sitting there thinking about what connected Julie, Randall, and Marielle, and why they were chosen by the story or the music box entity or cicada entity. So I started looking into it, and I was like, wow, okay, maybe I don't think Marielle's addiction stemmed from just losing Christy. I think there's something deeper going on with her. And so I started looking into traumas, and I think what connects them and why they were chosen is Julie, Randall, and Marielle all have PTSD. And there's 3 forms of PTSD. There's acute, chronic, and then there's complex.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Julie would most likely, from the event of losing Thomas, have the acute, which they refer to that as the one where you get little flashbacks, and they consider it mental time travel, which was interesting. And then a few years ago, we had the cicada event, and there was people all over the country that their chronic PTSD was triggered by cicadas.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would relate to Randall. And then the complex one's really interesting because it's the one that is most likely to cause drug problems. And it's also most commonly found in ballerinas because of their structure.
That's oddly specific. That's very oddly specific.
Yeah, so I think one of the reasons why Julie can, story walk and the other 2 can't is because she was tethered to the ruins, whereas Randall was tethered to the cicadas, and then Marielle was tethered to the ballerina. That's why Sophia's seen it, because it was hinting at what's about to happen with Marielle.
Do you think the other 2 have powers of some sort, just not story walking powers? Do Marielle and Randall have different abilities within this world they haven't unlocked yet?
No, because I think the reason why Julie is able to do that is because it's the other 2 lock their trauma down,
mm-hmm.
because it's really deep rooted, whereas Julie's is more on the surface and she's willing to deal with it and explore it.
Ah, interesting.
And that's why she is. So notice how the other 2, like Randall, he didn't want to go towards the ruins at all, meaning he does not want to deal with his trauma at all, whereas Julie's open to finding answers. So the other thing is, I think the whole idea behind them getting locked in that place at all was the reason they were in there screaming, and the reason they don't want to talk to each other about it is because they were locked in the memory that gave them their trauma in the first place. So that's why they don't want to talk to each other about they're trying to avoid their traumas.
Very interesting. Gabby, you have any opinion on what the caller is saying here?
I mean, I love that. I never thought about that before. I think you should definitely make that theory, because I'd love to hear you dig into it a little bit more. I think I'm like you, Phil. I always just assumed they would have some power. Like each one of them would have some important part to play. We just
Some
don't exactly
dreamability
know.
or something. Yeah, some dreamability.
Yeah. It's like you got to collect the infinity stones to truly break the curse. But I love that. I mean, I think there is definitely something. Maybe we'll get some more of their backstory to learn that. I really hope it's one of the questions that the show answers, and it's not just 3 random young people.
And as somebody myself that is highly allergic to bees and cicadas and any insect that bites, like I'm traumatically affected by those. I'm like Macaulay Culkin in My Girl. If I get stung by too many bees, I'll die instantly. It's
wow.
If you want to get me, my haters out there, you people that hate me, you want to fuck with me, lock me in a closet with bees. I'm done.
Don't tell people that.
I shouldn't say that out loud, but that's how you get me. I'll be at a con someday. We'll turn a corner, so we'll push me into a closet. Like, we've got you now, Phil. We've been wanting to destroy this issues guy. See what you did, caller. This is all your fault, caller. Oh my god, we figured this out.
Yeah, I wanted to get it out there because I'm putting a little more into this video than I expected. I started kind of like I think I might have figured some stuff out with this show and like what's really going on, but I wanted to get that out there because it's time sensitive. I think we're going to go into it before I can get this video done, you know. So
no,
kind of wanted to lay claim on it, you know.
Put it out there, and this will be out there.
Trademark it.
Exactly, it'll be on my channel, it'll be on Tony's channel, it'll be on the Talking Pluribus podcast. Not Talking Pluribus, wrong show. Excuse me, Escaping From podcast. I have Pluribus on the mind. But thank you so much for the call, my friend, and thank you for the theory. We appreciate it. I don't want to keep you too long, Gabby, and I wonder if Tony's going to pop back in here in a few moments. But we'll take calls for a little while longer. We'll probably like a half an hour longer, and then we'll say good night to you guys. But keep the calls coming. 781-990-8509. Keep the conversations going. Thanks for the tip, Phil. Bees, I like bees. They're cool. Yeah, you want to stop me? The bees will stop me. Randall's hair doesn't grow. People were wondering if Acosta said that she likes bald men, if that means Randall. No, she was talking specifically about Tony. That's it. Just Tony. Can we talk about the other pictures in the basement? You mean the other pictures that were that Victor was looking through in that moment? Is that what the caller's talking about in the basement?
Or in Victor's original home, like what Henry showed to Tabitha, all those. I mean, I think they're all different elements of different parts and different times in different timelines, flashes of different times that people have gone around the cycle or gone to different parallel worlds. And then when you're flashing between these worlds, you get images of other cycles, maybe. So you get these images, and that's what the dreams or the inspiration is of these artistic inspiration kind of situations. At least that's my perspective on it. Let's see what else we got here. In Henry's basement. Oh, we got a voice message from KP. What's KP have to say here?
Yo, how did you guys get Michaela Peterson on the show? That's kind of cool.
I'm not sure where KP's going there, but thank you, KP, for the call.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that as a compliment, KP. Please make sure you subscribe to the channels. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to all the channels involved: Teflon TV, Miscellaneous Gab, and if you want to get annoyed, subscribe to Phil the Issues Guy too. Your head won't hurt. Here we go. Have we discussed the ending and what pulled up in the lake yet? Sorry, but I've been in and out of the live, so I've missed it. We've talked a little bit about that. There's some spoilers for that stuff, so we're going to talk about it on variation here. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry, we got disconnected. Please call back, caller. I think we all know, even Gab, who hasn't been spoiled, we know what's on there. There's those scarecrow things are on there. The scarecrow weird sort of, I don't even know how to describe them. Scarecrow sacks.
Are they, because I haven't seen it, I've just seen it spoiled via like text. Are they the same scarecrows, like the wire scarecrows that they see in the forest, or are they different scarecrows?
Different.
Okay, different scarecrows. Okay.
Different. I don't want to go too far down that road, but I think whatever we saw on that barge we're going to see very soon.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I guess
Maybe we'll start with that.
exactly. That's the easiest way of saying that without getting to. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Biltron. Yes, thank you. Check my awful message. Thank you for keeping me honest about this, because we started it and then I said, fuck Biltron, we're gonna go to a caller. And I said, I promise I'll get back to Biltron's message. And then I never got back to you because I'm an asshole. But I'll play your message now. Thank you.
Yo, it's Biltron. I have nothing important to add, but I just thought it'd be funny if.
But still, you have nothing important to add. It's still perfect.
I've seen everybody talking about the bad wigs and everything like that. I just want them to do one scene where it's like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Brad Pitt takes off the wig and his hair is exactly the same underneath the wig. I want Julie to do that, take the wig off, and it's exactly the same haircut. That's all. Completely useless. Love you, boys. Have a good one.
I think that would be awesome. He wants Julia to take off the wig and then have her hair under the hair. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would give some redemption to the bad wig. I would be
amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna start to wrap this up tonight. Just my eyes are fully aware of everything I didn't see, so now I've seen what I did see. So we're gonna be on for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll call this an evening. So if anyone wants to call in, last call for alcohol or last call to check in. Well, we're gonna stop at 11:30, and we will be done here tonight. So did you all notice the woman in the background wearing? I did not notice that. Was that the kimono person? I didn't notice that. I did amazing. No, Saggy Star, you're doing amazing in the live chat, helping everyone, keeping it positive, thanking all of our super chat donators. We appreciate all of you, and anyone that's listening to our audio cast, we very much appreciate this. KP, we're gonna cut. Let me play your voicemail right here, KP. So sorry about that. KP wants to tell you look like somebody. So we heard it. Thank you, KP. We appreciate that. Let's continue here. Bogdan Nursery Rhymes, Randall and Julia Marielle, they touch, they break, they steal. Everything. Yeah, what was that again? They touch, they break, they steal. Everything they say is real. Something to that effect. I forget what exactly it was. The question should be asked about the scarecrows. Why were they roped down and who did it? I mean, whoever put up those totems, probably. Whoever protected the situation from what was going on probably set that up. So that is an important question, Gabby. Who actually tied those things down?
Oh my God, I just realized something, and I may be so behind here, but like scarecrows are meant to scare crows away.
No, you're not. I didn't even you just said that. I'm like, huh?
And like the crows are maybe good, right? Like we don't know. Maybe the crows are good or bad. But if the scarecrow comes out, does that mean the crows are going to go away? And what are the consequences of that?
Yeah.
So I don't even remember what your original question is, because I just that dawned on me.
Your response was better than whatever my fucking stupid question was. But I do think that has some association, because we do see they made it a point for Ethan to say, hey, this is a non-crow bird that we find in this episode, which was kind of odd. It was just kind of peculiar in the situation.
And the crows could be giving signs. So I don't know. Is it really? Yeah, I'm very curious to hear what happens.
Is there an email to forward a theory to? I'm sure if I can use the number to provide outside the US, there is. You can email the issues guy. See if you see my name right there. theissuesguy@gmail.com. We might not have time to play it tonight, or react to it tonight unless you send it immediately as we're going to wrap things up. I'm going to let Gabby go. We've kept her for 2.5 hours. It's time to let poor Gabby go. I feel like I have her in a Stockholm syndrome. Tony's left and I have her stuck.
No, it's been the best way to spend a Sunday. Honestly, this has been amazing.
We thank you very much. And as we're starting to wrap up, if you haven't already, whether you're listening to the audio cast or you're watching us live here, make sure you subscribe to Miscellaneous Gab here on YouTube for all those theories and such, and breakdown videos and shorts as well, and fun shorts and fun quick breakdowns. I call them shorts. TikToks. Do they actually have a name? Like those short kind of videos?
Yeah, it's hard. Shorts, reels, TikToks,
Reels.
like every platform has a different name for them.
Nothing's stuck as an individual name for them. Like they're just all called random things.
Yeah.
So you do an excellent job with those as well. I've been doing those for Pluribus, which definitely helps. And that's funny that's how you initially did. We had the pre-show after, and this next season, whenever it is, 2 years from now, we can do some sort of crossover from the pre-show.
Yeah, it's funny. People in my live stream before, because I always do pre-show lives. Because I'm a grandma, I like to go to bed after these episodes come out. Like I'm not up all night.
Yeah, you
like
can't stay up for 3 hours. Yeah,
like you guys are on East Coast. I'm on West Coast, and like Real Enigmas is up until like 3 a.m. and stuff. That's not me. So I would always do the pre-show for Severance Pluribus, and people in my chat would be like, "Hey, so and so, see you on Phil's after," and they would all like. People in my stream would plan to meet up in your stream after the episode. So a couple times I dropped in for as long as I could stay awake. But yeah, I would love to
stand listening to me babble for 3 hours.
No,
or my co-host, my first co-host who hated the show, and I had to kick him off halfway through. I'm like, could you please leave if you hate this damn show?
Yeah, we will not tolerate Pluribus slander. I saw the Peter Griffin guy talking about it in the comments.
No, and a lot of people, I know it's not that. I wouldn't say it's a show for everybody, but it's one of those shows that I feel like was just strictly crafted for me personally. Like it's just everything I like about shows in some ways. And I'm just such a fan of Ray Seahorn from Better Call Saul specifically, but just her in general as a performer. I think she sells it. And I think certain people doing that role couldn't pull it off as well. And thank you, Andrew West. It was a great show for you guys in the chat. So I don't even know how to end this thing. Tony, I don't know if you're having technical issues, but if you're here, we need you to come back and end this stream.
That hotel Wi-Fi is probably got him.
Seriously, like it's probably. Let me text him and tell him. Let me X this out thing. Tony, we need you to jump on and end the stream in a moment here. I'm going to say goodbye to Gab. We got to let's do one last question because that person actually did email me really quick. Love watching you guys talk about From. We're the OGs talking about a show when it first aired. Great theories. We'd love to hear your thoughts on something I picked up on. My current theory, starring the man in yellow water. Sophia tests Sarah with water task, which grants Sophia the ability to manipulate Sarah. Sarah only sees through the task as she believes she is directly responsible for Sophia's broken arm injury. Simultaneously, Ethan and the group stumble upon a starling with the same injury, a broken wing, a bird. Starlings differ from a crow, knowing for look at you being smart with the kind of bird. I'm just like, it's a fucking bird. It's a fucking pigeon, dude. I don't fucking know. Starlings differ from crows, known for having the ability to mimic the sounds of birds or even humans. The starling symbolizes the man in yellow. He has the ability to mimic humans. They both have a broken arm wing. Coincidence? Finally, Ethan tasks himself in finding water to help this bird, while at the same time, the man in yellow has tasked Sarah to perform something involving water to help him. There has to be more to these similarities in this connection. Number one, the task performed both involved water. Number two, the link between the bird, starling, and the man in yellow, both similarly injured, both have the ability to mimic others. Do you think the texter might be onto something, Gab?
I love that. See, that's the level of theories. Like that's the level that I'm not able to go that deep. I really love that. I love. Sometimes I'm like, I think the viewers are smarter than the people who create the show, because I don't necessarily know if they thought of that. It'd be so freaking dope if they did and you put that together. But that is amazing. Like I absolutely love that theory.
I'm with that. And I think that's part of the fun about these kinds of shows. And same thing with Lost, same things with so many different franchises, that whether they're movie franchises, television franchises, I think sometimes the vibe that the fans get on and the fan energy is just as great, and maybe even better than what the writers or anyone do.
Yeah. I went to the Palifest Pluribus event, and they had one of the writers there, and she's like, yeah, we see what you guys say online, you know, we want to give you guys a show that you really like. And I'm like, don't even let the writers see what people
Ignore
say
it.
about the show, because then if you do it, it'll be fan servicey. If you don't do it, we'll keep theory crafting.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff can just get into your mind subconsciously, and it's almost best to just keep it completely out.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to wait for Tony to come back to end this thing, but I'm going to let Gab go because we've had her for, like I said, I feel like it's a torture situation where I've had her for two and a half plus hours. But no, Gab, if anyone hasn't already, make sure you subscribe to Miscellaneous Gab. Gab, thank you so much for joining us. I am definitely going to touch base privately with you and see if you want to join for a Talking Pluribus podcast in the future. And it was awesome getting to know you and talking with you tonight.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds amazing. And thank you, chat, for being so gracious and nice, and all the callers and everything.
They were horrible. They're horrible people. No, I'm sorry.
No, this is such a fun group. You have such a great community between the both of you. So thank you. And I read every single comment, as you can see from the chat. I'm actively participating in it. I read every comment, every DM, everything. So please reach out if you have an interesting theory, thought, comment, everything like that. And I will go be a grandma, a figurative grandma, not a literal grandma.
Well,
People in the chat thought I'm actually a grandma. I'm not even a mother. So.
Oh, congratulations! I'm glad you have a little child. Your kitty. Are you a cat grandmother or something like that? You know,
a dog. I'm a dog mother. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone. Like the Sun Wukong, like people who just encouraged me to get into this show and said, like, you won't regret it. I was twiddling my thumbs because I am a scaredy cat. I get really scared of this stuff. So thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you for joining us. And we're going to do a theory stream at some point where we have a bunch of creators on towards the end of the season. We hope you jump on with us as well. So
awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye, Gab. Have a good night.
Bye.
So that is Miscellaneous Gab. Huge thanks to her for joining. We'll wait for Tony to pop on in here and say good night at some point and end this stream, because I can't end this without Tony jumping back on here. Let's see. Wait. You just ended up. Come on. I don't think I can end it without you. So you need to come back on and connect. So here we say. Here we go. So let's see if let's get Tony back on here to end this thing. Otherwise, I'm here all night. Like I don't know if I can end this thing without Tony. So let's say in the live chat. So keep your conversations going on in. If you want to call back in, now is the time. 781-990-8509. KP's not happy. KP, I'm sorry, KP. We're just ending the discussion there. Sorry, I didn't take your call in that moment. We're just finishing on friends come in all sizes. Yeah, I'm about to pull out the drum machine, Tony. You don't want me playing drums on the stream. That's not this kind of party. You don't want me to pull out the drums. There we go. Oh, here we go. KP, welcome back. Well, you got beef with me, KP? I didn't skip your call, man. I was just saying goodbye on the phone call. And
that's okay. I'll get you back. It's all good. When I first turned the TV on, I was like, wow, why does Tony have Michaela Peterson on? By the way, I think Michaela Peterson, apart from being really weird, I think, like, physically, she's one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen in my life. Like, absolutely gorgeous. But I digress. So yes. I wasn't just saying, I was, like, legitimately thought that, wait. And then I realized it was a content creator. Lovely. Her insight was fantastic. And, I am stuck on the idea of the Abraham story, because that, like, I don't know how people think about religion in this group. I'm not going to really talk about it.
We don't have to talk about religion as in whether you believe or not, but use it as like stories. Yeah. Like the story of whatever.
Correct.
That's the important part.
It has all since I've been very, very young. I thought that was such an interesting story because if he was wrong,
And mic check, 1 2 1 2, mic check.
You
just be a
Thank you,
You know what I
Tony.
mean?
Got it back.
Like, I think that has a parallel to the story in that a lot of these theories that the people in the village have, if they end up being wrong, they'll end up looking just so stupid and like so insane. And I think that story is kind of a warning to us, the audience, as y'all think this is going to go one way, but it might be the other. And that is, out of this entire season, these last 4 episodes, that we've gotten thus far. And I don't know how many, are we getting 8 or 10 episodes this season?
10 episodes. There's a rumor, nothing's confirmed, but there's a rumor swinging out that we might get 13 episodes next season, but I haven't heard that confirmed. But 10 episodes this season, and probably 10 episodes next season.
That's good. So we have 6 more to go. So there's a lot of story left to tell. Sure. And I would love to see them play on that Abraham story a bit more. You know what I mean? I think we will see it because the thing with putting the water back in the thing is like I don't think there's anything wrong with that water. I think as you or the young lady said that I'm just making you do it to see if you'll do it. And like it's a cult leader's trick, right? Cult leaders do this.
Yep.
They like if you've watched anything about this guy who everybody drank the flavor in Guyana. Like that wasn't the first when they actually did it and people drank it and died. That wasn't the first time he had them do something like that. Like at least 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, from the documentary, he had people come and partake in some sort of food, telling them that this food is poisoned and it will kill you. Because he just wanted to see and make sure that he really had ultimate power over these people before he made whatever moves he wanted to make. Mm-hmm. And I think something to look at that relationship between Sophia and Sarah is something that we really have to look at. Also, I think the fact that the man in yellow was eating somebody's liver and Victor never thought to be like, oh, by the way, when that thing happened, to me, the fact that Victor bothers me so much when he refuses to tell us. Am I wrong?
He definitely holds in some information. As Tony likes to say, you got to ask him everything 3 times before he actually answers.
Yeah. On the 5th time, he'll give you the right answer. As Tony says that a lot. And it's true. It's like anything he says, the first time it's either completely wrong or it's very surface level. The second time is like, don't bother me. Third time, don't bother me. And then the 4th or 5th time is when he kind of really is like, oh, okay, it might be important for you guys to know that a guy in a yellow suit was eating people's livers back in the day.
Was eating some bile out of some person's liver. Sorry to let you know.
And listen, now that goes back to like Fatima and her pregnancy, because I'm wondering if her eating that dirt was a play on him eating these organs. Like they're both gross things that probably shouldn't be eaten. And she had a entity inside of her that was evil or some, or what appears to be evil. We don't know for a fact if it's evil yet.
It's certainly possible. KP, I don't want to wrap you up, but I know Tony has to get up bright and early, so we're going to wrap things up. KP, we love you, buddy. And
everybody, good night to everybody in the chat. And it was fun watching a TV show and chatting with my friends.
It's always fun, KP, and I'm sorry for not answering the phone before.
Well, good night.
Good night, my friend. And one quick text message before we wrap up. It's from 845. Here's a theory. The man in yellow will grow into Ethan. Much love, man. Much love to all of you guys. And thank you to House Mystic for this super chat. And thank you to all of our super chatters tonight. Hey, and I want to thank Jen Hack for tons of super chat in the stream with Sophia last week that we missed. We missed a bunch of super chats last week because we were distracted by the Acosta factor. But so we thank all of the people from last week that we missed. House of Mystic says, "Hey, Tony and Phil, I hope this helped you out of the live stream. Think you're stuck. Thank you. You're a great co-host. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I am lucky to be able to rock with Tony. We have so much fun." Tony, your connection issues figured out? You doing good?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that I missed the stream and stuff and everything else, but I'm 100% confident
that's okay. I'm sure it annoyed Gabby to have to talk to me, but other than that,
I doubt that. I'm sure 100% that you held it down and wasn't worried.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But we'll be back to our normal show next week. And Tony will probably be back for a theory stream at some point in the midweek.
Yeah, I'll do this theory stream this middle of the week as always, and I'll be back in the NY, so I should not have any technical problems or anything else like that. You know.
Did you go any rides while you were there? You went the Star Wars ride?
Yeah, I did the Star Wars stuff. You know what I mean? We did all that. I built my own lightsaber, you know, and did all that. You know, did the drinks around the world.
Oh, that's super cool. The Epcot drinks around the world thing. That's pretty cool.
Went around the world, drank all the drinks and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Did all that stuff.
Nice. And we have to go back there at some point to party because I think you and I alone would rocking around Super Mario World would have a great fucking time.
100%. I mean, listen, man, you got to bring some walking shoes when you're up in there.
Exactly, dude. You got to make a vacation for a vacation there. It's it's no joking. First of all, besides the money, which is fucking disgusting, it's like everything's like I don't want to be that guy, but like those places are fucking just horribly, disgustingly expensive. But you walk like 20 fucking miles a day there.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. I mean, listen, yeah, you're not used to humidity and everything else, and it swells your hands. My hands were swollen for most of the day because of the humidity and everything else and all that.
That humidity in Florida isn't fucking around. It's like personified New York City in August. It's like it's like that for like 24 hours, 24/7.
I mean, listen, I enjoy. I don't say I enjoy the winter. I'm used to it. I'm from a New Yorker, but I enjoy the fall way too much to live in a spot that's sunny like that all the time. You know, like listen. I will say this though. I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean any offense before I get up out of here. But these women are a different level of taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? Like these women in California and Florida, I would suspect, and they take care of themselves differently than New York women. You know what I'm saying? Like New York women, and I love my New York women. Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to say nothing wrong with you. I don't look at it like that. But I'm saying, wintertime comes, these women don't shave their legs in New York, right? They don't. You don't have to. They ain't shaving their legs.
Not in season. You can do it for.
You get in bed with a woman in New York, and you know it's wintertime and stuff, and the hair is scraping on your leg. You can feel it. You know what I mean? It's kind of porcupine-ish and stuff. You know, down here you can't get away with that. So these women's is shaved up. Their nails is done because all year long because it got to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Out here in New York, you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen some chicks. You know that the back of the heels are. You could put a cigarette.
Tony, I got to speak to Glenn Carter here and say Tony said Phil's the greatest wing woman ever. He co-signed. I got to say Tony's pretty awesome himself. Tony. If I'm number one in the world, Tony's number two. Okay, well,
there you go. Unless number two means shit. Unless number two means doodle.
No, I don't mean number two like that, Tony. Different kind of number two. I would say the number one ranking. Is that better? Like I'm the champ. You're ranked number one.
We could work it around, but that's, listen, it's a different level. These women take care of themselves, and I think the women in New York would do it, but they don't have to because the wintertime comes. You know what I mean? Wintertime come, Thanksgiving come. Women in New York is putting on like 10 to 15 pounds. They're working it off in the spring, but they got the 10, 15 pounds on them. It happens. And the men do this. And I say the men, I'm not just saying the men do the same shit. I mean, not the shaved legs and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But, that's for the weight and everything else. That's just a part of the.
Oh, I definitely eat a few more hostess treats and some Entenmann chocolate chip cookies in the winter, Tony.
It's just the way it be and everything.
Tony, by the way, last night I'm holding on to my Tim Tams for a fun live stream thing, and thank you so much to Lara in the live chat who sent me Tim Tams. But based on a stream I watched the other night, I purchased yesterday I got some Kit Kats and some Twix, and I ate back to back. I'm Team Twix. As much as the Kit Kats are good, the Twix, there's
Yeah.
something special with the Twix. It's
Yeah, have to be. I mean, after that stream, I went and bought more, and it was always the Twix. I never went back to the Kit Kats.
Yeah, the Kit Kats are good. They're not bad. I'm not saying
But
anything bad about
it's
Kit
not
Kat.
a Twix, though. It's not.
But Twix, it's like that cookie and like the
Too much going on with
you
that.
got a damn Milky Way on top of a cookie.
Yeah,
Like,
I think if you put some caramel inside the Kit Kat, it would be competitive.
Yeah, it's
But
that
you have to have
caramel.
caramel. I don't think they've ever made a caramel Twix. I think I invented it right now. But you need some caramel in that Twix for it to work. I think if you did listen, I can make an ill candy bar. I'm not even going to say. Maybe I'll make it. Maybe if I could find a place to make it. If someone knows how to make candy bar, I have an ill candy bar I can make right now. I just thought of it, and this shit would be probably the best one I've ever made. But we'll see.
I need a Teflon bar.
We call it Teflon bar. We'll get to the Teflon.
Yeah, pause. I totally bite on a Teflon.
All right, people. Let me get up out of here before this internet shuts down. So I'll see y'all later this week. I'm sorry I'm not able to release my video review. Obviously, I'm here and I've been in Florida for the whole week and stuff, so I can't do that. But when I get back, I'll work on it. When I get back tomorrow. I'll work on it. And then after I work on it, I'll probably release it on.
Good
Tuesday.
damn question, Jesse. No one knows what that damn nugget's made out of. It's just nugget. That's what it is.
That's it. So hopefully y'all can wait for me. If you can't, then I understand.
Oh, they'll wait. They'll fucking wait, Tony. They're gonna fucking wait.
We'll see. We'll put some stuff up in there, all right, and everything. Let me thank Gabs for running with us. And I apologize to her that this things I didn't expect it to go down like that. I apologize to her.
Shame,
and everything else and all that and stuff. And I think
you're the worst. Oh my goodness.
I am the fucking worst. Man.
You're the fucking worst, dude.
If you like the way it is, please thumbs up this